Hey, hello there. Yes, Nooch Jr., what?
Is there a way to get more disk space on my computer?
Is there a way to get more disk space on his computer? I thought we got you an
Well,
external hard
the
drive.
external hard drive is good, but then when I try to download games, they just don't download onto it. And my current one is has like 2 MB
You
left.
need to delete some games off of there.
I play them.
We'll talk later.
I'll
I
figure
can't
it out.
talk right. I have people. I have Dom here. I have Andrzani Major.
So so you
Okay.
love your viewers more than your son. I get it.
Hey guys, let's play some Star Wars. Well, we had a fun little exchange there with Nooch Jr., who says now that I love my viewers more than I love him. So I got that going for me, which is nice. Andrzani Major has joined the stream. Are you here, buddy? Let me know that you're here again. I don't want to do this if you're not on the stream right now. So, hey, here's what we're doing today. I'm going to be doing 500,000 ally points on both of my accounts. Hey, Charles, how you doing? Well, good to meet you. Good to see you on the stream. I love when new people join the stream. It's very nice to meet you. So, by the way, Gabrielle Nistardo, Baroda has joined the stream. Where do babies come from? That's a great question, Baroda. Don't you have a couple of babies? It looks like Nooch Jr. started the AMA. Andrzani's here. Here he is. What do you mean it looks like Nooch Jr. started the AMA? I don't know what that means. Okay, where do babies come from? Well, Broda, when a man loves a woman, or maybe not necessarily, maybe they just decide as mutually as adults if they want to have a baby, then they just make a decision as adults, and they make babies, and that's where babies come from. But let me tell you about birds and bees, you Broda. All right, let's start opening some of the stuff. So, again, here's my free-to-play account. I have 509,000 ally points. I've been saving them up, and then once we finish these, I'm going to jump over to the main account, and I'm going to do 540,000 or something there, ally points. So let's see what we get. Hey, thanks, Charles. I'm really glad to hear that. It is really good to meet you, and I love when people come on a stream and tell me they love my videos, because what's better than that? What is better than someone loving something that I put my time and effort into, and I built it just so that you can love it. So there you go. Babies come from Coruscant. That's actually fair. I think that's true. You love that start with Nooch Jr.? Nooch Jr. put together a little video for school, and he was like, he doesn't know if it's whatever. He's got an assignment or something, and he's got this video where he's walking around the house, he's all happy, and then realizes that he's got a mental illness, and he's in an asylum at the end of the day. So, a little dark. It goes a little dark, but it's a fun little kids video. So, anyway, this might take a trillion. It might take a trillion years. You're right. It's gonna take I didn't even. That was a mistake. All right, we gotta stop it when we get a character that opens. We gotta stop and watch it. My goal is, let's see at the end of each of these how much stuff we get, and I actually think that I can turn that into something like a video for, hey, don't farm these characters. You're gonna get them out of bronziums. Characters like Royal Guard and Snow Trooper. Who else do you get out of bronziums? You get Mace Windu. That's only 2 shards, but you can get a big pull on Mace Windu. Ahsoka. I think in a lot of cases you shouldn't farm Ahsoka. Hey, Gabrielle became a member. Whoa! Hurrah! Huzzah! Welcome to the channel, Gabrielle. Let's give him a round of applause. Welcome aboard, buddy. You know, that gets a Boba Fett. Hang on a second. That gets a Boba Fett right there.
Boba Fett? Boba Fett? Where?
So, so we're talking Magna Guard. Boba Fett, I think you have to farm Boba Fett, because you need to get him active and you need to get him running, and I'm not sure that you want to just wait around for Bronzium. So, but hey guys, here we are. Royal Guard for sure, Magna Guard for sure. Hey, ask me anything, guys. I'm here as your dad to give you advice. Gabrielle has become a member here right in front of everybody. He just dropped it and became a member. Is that out loud? Did I say that out loud? Anyway, throw your questions. What do you got for me? What kind of questions? Nooch, how far away am I from Jedi Master Kenobi? What are my next goals on the main account? So I just today got Boba Fett to Relic 8. So I will be playing the next Executor event live. I'll bring that whenever it comes around again, which should be... See, now I didn't watch that. I think that's 80 shards. Can I go look without accepting? I don't think I can. If I pop in there, I can't get out. So I gotta leave it. I gotta slow down. I think that was 80 shards, guys. So there's your Boba Fett. You might be right and I might be wrong. You may be right, I may be crazy. Slow down, Newt, slow down. So, Boba Fett climbs out, and then he becomes a reasonable fellow? Well, I'll listen to what you have to say. I don't feel like shooting anyone today or ever again. I won't punch you, I won't throw things at you. I'm gonna speak and speak and speak a lot, take my helmet off, walk around town. I'm gonna be friends with these slow bikers, and we're gonna have a good time. I'll ride a Rancor eventually. Hi, Hammy, how you doing? Click on the picture of Boba. Oh, I didn't. You know what? I think I knew that, and it's been a while. I just freaked out so much. I think it was 80. I think it was 80. Can I look without converting? Okay, let's go. I'm gonna take your word for it. If this converts, I'm gonna be upset with you, Androzani. Let's go take a look. It was 80, baby. See? I'm not converting. I don't care. I'm not converting. I refuse to convert. We're gonna save it up. He does rule with respect. It's really I think the Boba Fett show, at the beginning, the first episode was okay. The second episode was good. I remember Star Wars Theory saying it was the best Star Wars thing he'd seen, like, ever. And I'm like, that's a little much. But it was good. Episode 3 was one of the worst Star Wars things I've ever seen in my life. Ever. Episode 3 was one of the worst Star Wars... You know, I remember... You're right, Androzani. I didn't convert. I had to close the entire app. I remember George Lucas so many times. He would talk about how Star Wars is all about speed. You know, he's got X-Wings flying fast, the Millennium Falcon going fast, the Land Speeder going fast. Flying through the trench that was very early on. Millennium Falcon, TIE fighters in the asteroid field. The Snow Speeders flying through. It was all about speed. And Vespa Gang. And he said it repeatedly. Anakin, young Anakin in the pod racer. Anakin in the sky. Just so much speed. And here you had these guys on their little scooter bikes going 5 miles an hour, making sure they're safe. Just so stupid. The finale was okay. Thoughts from Mando was just so... Yeah, and that was the other thing. You had 7 episodes, and 2 of them, basically a third of the show, was about an entirely different character. It had nothing to do with Boba Fett. I think it's going to go down as a big fail in Star Wars history as a show. And I really hope that they don't do us dirty like that on Obi-Wan. We need Obi-Wan to be the best thing since Mandalorian. It would be great if it was better, which would be hard. We need Obi-Wan to be amazing. That's all I'm saying. Don't pull this garbage with Obi-Wan. I don't need Obi-Wan to be converting into, like, some kind of, like, bloodlusting Jedi protector guy. You know, needs to stay true to his character. Can we stop just bonking around people's characters? I understand people go through transitions in life, but golly, let's not just completely destroy what they were. I think I'm just going to be a soft-bellied crime lord. What do you mean I just went from being one of the most deadly and quiet people in the galaxy to a watched-up comedian? I'm just different. Yeah, exactly. Like, there was no, he never even struggled with it. He never struggled not to shoot somebody. Like, show me him pulling his gun on somebody and like shooting right past their ear. Give me that stuff. You know, that's the journey. Show me where he actually is struggling not to blow somebody's head off. We got none of that. That never happens. So, a Kenobi show, Gabrielle, man, hyped is the right word. I cannot wait. The things I'm hyped for right now are Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, the Kenobi show, and I would be hyped for Hunters, but I don't know when it's coming out. So, like, who wrote him? I don't know what that means. Who wrote Boba? Watch spend 1 million ally points and get 0 Carbant. I have... Okay, so that's entirely possible, Dom. I only recall in the entirety of playing this game ever, I think I've only gotten 3 or 4 Carbantes ever. We're talking 6 years, multiple accounts, not just these 3 I'm playing right now, but like multiple accounts. I've started and stopped like 3 other accounts before. Maybe 4 Carbantes the entire time. You just don't get them very often. If Luke had brought Grogu back and then got... Oh! That should have happened. Luke with the Rancor at the end of the show? Are you kidding me? Luke with the Rancor at the end of the show. Wow. That'd have been awesome. Alright guys, you got any questions for me? Anything to ask? Ask me anything. Ask me life stuff. I'm your dad. I'm here to give you advice. We could talk about how to treat people, how to deal with your romantic partner, relationship struggles you're having. Ask me anything. Bring it out. Let's talk. Let's talk. Your dad to you. Do I like fish? Yes, I do enjoy fish. When I was a kid, so we live in Missouri, and my dad grew up in Iowa, and he grew up fishing in Iowa and north of there. They would go fishing in the spring and the fall and the summer, everything but the winter. They would go fishing, and they would even went to Canada a couple times because there's people in my family that live up in Canada. I don't know them, but they're related. And they would fish for northerns, muskies, and walleye. That's what they would fish for all the time. So he grew up fishing for that stuff. My grandpa, his dad, grew up during the Great Depression, and he was near a dam, and he would go to the dam and they'd fish off of the dam, and they just had sticks with string on them, and they'd use like safety pins and stuff, and they would catch what he called them bullheads, right? Bullheads. It's a catfish. He called them bullhead catfish. That might be what they're called. So he would catch those when he was a kid. So then I grew up. We had two ponds in our subdivision, 3 ponds. I fished those things out. I would go catch a whole bunch of bluegill. I would bring home a stringer of bluegill and clean them and eat them. Now, it was bad. I should have thrown them back because eventually the lakes got fished out and they only had shiners in them, which is no good for anybody. I caught a 6-pound bass out of one of those ponds one time. And we used to take trips to the Lake of the Ozarks area and stuff. Mark Twain Lake is here in Missouri. Mark Twain's from Missouri. And we would go bass fishing. So I've done a lot of bass fishing, bluegill fishing. I've done some catfish fishing. I caught a northern one time, caught a couple walleye. And do I enjoy fish though? I love fish. Fish is great. Fish is good. I'll have some salmon. I'll have some tilapia, I like whitefish a lot. I like tuna too. I don't really like the grilled tuna, like the ahi tuna that's raw in the middle. Not my thing. Who, in your opinion, is the best galactic legend to go for first? I still maintain if you're a free-to-play player or you're not looking to spend a bunch of money, I think that you should be going for Kylo first. I think Kylo Ren is the most flexible of all the galactic legends. It's been shown that he can beat everybody except Kenobi with the right roster around him. And he's great. He can solo the Sith Raid. He can solo the HAAT, which some of the other galactic legends can't. I just think he's really, really flexible. He provides a lot of that flexibility. I just think Kylo is the best galactic legend to go for first. If you're willing to spend a little money, then go for Kenobi. Go get Kenobi. Those are your top 2. Kenobi's the best galactic legend right now, probably followed by Kylo. I think he's the second best galactic legend. He can solo Sith Eternal Emperor. He can beat Rey. He can beat Jedi Master Luke. That's the one's a little bit iffy. That's a little tough. But yeah, that's who I think. Go get Kylo. Has Mrs. Nooch watched any of my videos? Not to my knowledge. I don't think she can handle listening to me talk about Star Wars and Star Wars games for hours at a time. I want to stay married, and so Mrs. Nooch does not watch the videos. What are the odds of pulling Carbantes? Well, if we think about it, let's say we're getting 8, so I'm getting about 8,000 Carbantes a day. And so I have 365. Let's say I've played a total on all these accounts of 6 years. It's probably a little more than that, but let's say 6 years. 2,190 times 8 is 7. So I have pulled at least 17 and a half. I've had at least 17.5 million ally points divided by 250. I've pulled these at least 70,000 times, and I've pulled 4. So what's 4 divided by 70,000? That, my friends, is it's not half of 1%. It's not half of 1%. It's half of 1%. 4 out of 70,000. That's your chances of getting a Carbante out of these. Favorite Led Zeppelin album? Okay, so Led Zeppelin's great. Led Zeppelin's great. 25. Okay, there you go. Thanks for pointing that out. So for me, there are some bands where I can listen to like all or most of their music. The Beatles, every single song except Revolution Number 9. I can't take it. It scares me. It actually scares me. Hey, Gray True, welcome to the channel, buddy. Good to see you. Good to have you on board. Welcome to the community. So the Beatles I've got down. I've got most of their music actually basically memorized. The White Stripes. Love the White Stripes. I know a lot. I don't have all of it, but I know a lot of White Stripes music that's not in the mainstream. Even though they have a lot of mainstream stuff. I love that stuff. Led Zeppelin for me is a band that I really, really like a lot. Led Zeppelin for me is like a greatest hits kind of band. I like the greatest hits of Led Zeppelin. I could put on Led Zeppelin greatest hits. I could probably take like a 6-hour car trip and listen to it 4 or 5 times, and I would be perfectly happy. But I'm not deep into like which album has what. That's not really my thing with Led Zeppelin. But I do like Led Zeppelin a lot. Can you? Yeah, go ahead. Say hi to Mrs. Nooch. She won't hear you. She's not. Maybe someday. We'll see. Maybe someday. Cad Bane was phenomenal. Example of what I wanted to see. I agree with that. Personally, is that a cold-hearted bounty hunter wouldn't be brand safe enough. Disney. I don't. I think isn't there a theory that they wanted to do a Boba Fett show, and they wrote it, but somehow it didn't work out as Boba Fett's. They made it Mando, and Mando ended up being with Boba, because Mando is cold-hearted. I mean, Mando is slicing those guys in half and taking. I can bring you in warm. I can bring you in cold. I mean, Mando's doing it. So I don't know. I don't really buy that one. Cad Bane was phenomenal. I really liked Cad Bane a lot. I thought that was great. Andrew's on. Hold the phone. Wait a minute. Okay, wait. Androzani. Hold on. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna apologize. I jumped to my story. Are you gay or are you a woman? Your husband and you. So we're jumping into my white guy stereotypes of what people look like. It's hard when you're on the interwebs, you know? I don't know what you look like. Your husband and you have started recently trying fish. There's still something weird about it. The skin tastes great, the meat. So, the thing about fish, if you grew up in the Midwest, you were born in Waterloo and live in Des Moines, yeah. My dad grew up in Collins, Iowa, which is like 45 minutes north of Des Moines. It's a small town of 500 people. It's near Ames, which is where Iowa State is. So, the thing about growing up in the Midwest and being raised on chicken and meat and potatoes and stuff is if I eat too much fish, like scallops, they're so good. but I can only eat a few of them. If I get above that, it starts actually upsetting my stomach and making me feel a little bit sick. So fish is really interesting. The meat never has much flavor. Yeah, you do have to flavor the meat. And maybe try salmon. Salmon, it's more fishy, but maybe it's got more flavor. And what kind of fish are you eating that doesn't have any flavor? It's interesting. Put some salt on that stuff, some garlic. Hey, Martis, what's up? What do I think of this porn star name you just thought of? Dirk Pointer. How about Dirk Diggler? Let's go with Dirk Diggler. I'm from Quebec. Hey, you're from Quebec. How's everything up there? Did the truckers come through Quebec up there? You know, my buddy Dylar lives in Saskatchewan. The big, tall province of Saskatchewan, so. You are Quebec. Charles Valeron. That's what, yeah, there you go. Charles Valeron from Quebec. I love doing that. Who did we have on here the other day? Their name was Demers. And I thought of Jacques Demers. Thoughts on the Star Killer packs? I mean, I don't buy stuff, so I haven't really looked at the Star Killer packs. I can look at them quickly here. I'm not the best Whaler Fail reference here because I don't have I don't look over stuff. I've noticed that they were in there, and I mean, here they are. $40 for 100 shards guaranteed. That's a pretty good deal, actually. You're getting a lot for $40 there, I think. That's a pretty good deal for $40. 2,000 crystals. With this limited offer awarding 4 character shards. Each card contains... That's a pretty good deal. That's a pretty good deal, actually. If you wanted to... If you really wanted to invest and farm these guys... Can you only buy it one time? Limited time offer. Each card contains... Oh, wait. Or. I thought it had shards for all 4 of them on each card. That $40 though, that's actually a fairly good deal if you're a spender. That's my opinion. What do I think the rarest thing you can pull out of this is? It would be a Carbanti. It would be a Carbanti. Like I said, I pulled like 4 in my entire career out of 70,000 or so tries, so that would be it. Carbanti. Could I review the kits of the TIE Echelon Resistance Bomber from earlier today? I've talked about it before. I just don't look at kits. I know that's like sacrilege for somebody son, but I'm not. I mean, I don't view myself as a strict Galaxy Heroes YouTuber. I just wait till the stuff comes out. Viewing the kits, everybody looks at the kit. Oh, this is gonna make this team perfect. This is gonna do exact, and nobody knows. You don't know. You can see the stuff that it helps with, but nobody ever. I remember like so many things have come out in this game, and the kit was there, and like, this is gonna change everything. Now you can beat blah blah, and it was just it's almost never true. All the hype is almost never true. So almost never. So I'm not really gonna look at the kits. Sorry. Relicking Foo. Aha. Oh, is he a pilot for that thing? Very nice. I didn't know that. Foo is actually First Order Officer is actually. Oh wait, I was thinking of Fox. First Order Executioner is actually a really fairly easy relic. He's pretty smooth, just like Grandmaster Yoda was pretty easy to get to Gear 12. Good evening, Adam Broussard. Bimgus Friestadt. Hey, Bimgus, I asked the other day. So Friestadt, auf Deutsch, Freistadt is free city. Is Friestadt like kind of like a Scandinavian version of that, like free city or something, or what's there? CG's making mistakes. What's up? Hello there. Hello there. Androzani Major is gay. There you go. Cleared it up for me. I said, you know, the thing is, right when you say my husband, I'm an old guy, I jump right into, wait a minute, you're a woman, and that's just, you know. But yeah, I love our community here. I love all the different people we have. You know, Ford was on here one time, and we were talking about. I guess Ford was straight, but maybe a little bit bi. Like he was like, oh, I could go for a guy. You know, it's like, all right, whatever, man. It makes you happy. Fish really is hit or miss, or if it's who you are, I guess might be a better way to put it. I think it's really great that we're in a place where you can be who you are. I remember being in high school. I've said this before. I don't remember one gay person in my high school. Now, I'm not saying there were no gay people in my high school. I'm saying that they weren't free to be gay. And this is the late 80s, 86 through 90s when I was in high school. And I go to college and I get into the theater department, and half the guys are gay and like a third of the girls are gay. And my first semester there, my grades were really bad. I actually lost an academic scholarship my first semester. I had to earn it back after my second semester because I was out all night, and I was not a partier. I never drank. I didn't do any drinking, but I would just hang out with everybody until like 1, 2, 3 in the morning and miss class or going to class dog tired and not working at it. But I was hanging out with all the gay guys. I was literally hanging out with all the gay guys that we were in the show together. We were in Damn Yankees as a musical. We were in the musical together, and they were becoming my friends. And so it was my first exposure to the gay community for real, and kind of broke me in really fast. And I remember, I'm pretty sure one night they wanted to give me the opportunity to come out, if that was because I was spending a lot of time with them, and I'm sure they're wondering, man, hey, spent all this time with us, and like every night I'm hanging out with these guys. So I remember they left me alone in a room one time with one of the guys, and I just ran into him like back at the beginning of COVID. I ran into him at the grocery store. He lives like 3 blocks away, maybe a mile away, but we were in a dark room with a TV on alone, and they were just nothing untoward happened, but just given the opportunity to do something if I wanted to. And we never talked about it, but I'm very sure looking back on it that's what was going on. So anyway, that's my gay story. Well, then I went, so when I was 20, after my sophomore year of college, I was actually in a summer theater production of The King and I, and I played the child, Prince Chululongkorn, the son of the king. And I was so small, and I'm still small, but maybe not so much, here anymore. And so that was a cast of, it was 10 people or less in that cast, and all the guys, there were 2 of us who were straight, and there were like 6 guys who were gay. And we were all living in a house together. And I remember one time, and there was a gay strip club, and we were in Appleton, Wisconsin, and there was maybe it wasn't a gay strip club, there was a gay club there. And I don't know if it was a burlesque. I really don't know what a drag club. I really don't know. I never went. But one of the guys who was not in the show, was he? Yeah, he was in the show. But I think he lived there, so he didn't stay in. We all stayed in the same house, so he didn't stay in the house because I think he lived there. But one day he woke up, came downstairs, and he had a magic wand, like a little fairy wand in his hand, and just came over to me and put his wand to my head or whatever, and just said, "Poof, you're a lesbian." And I was like, all right. So yeah, being in college was my first exposure to the gay community, and it was a definite eye opener. It was definitely, and a lot of people are still, I would call them Facebook friends. Everybody lives everywhere else, and even the guy that lives a mile away, I like him a lot. We talked for like half an hour at the grocery store that day, but you grow up and we haven't seen each other in oh my gosh, 32 years. And your lives are just different. You're just doing different things. So, what I'm saying is, it's good that people can just be gay now, and it's not like a thing. It was literally a thing, and probably until about 10 to 15 years ago. So, and you couldn't get married until, was it 2008? When did that happen? No, it was like 2012 or something. Let's see. You're from New Orleans. You get fresh fish, and it's still hit or miss. Yeah, I gotcha. Hey, Bimgus. Did I already say that? You've been making cod is good. Cod you do have to flavor, yeah. Didn't I already answer what my favorite Led Zeppelin album is? Am I going in circles here? Is that twice that I got asked that? Or is this thing jumping all over the place? Led Zeppelin, I don't have a favorite album. I'm a greatest hits Led Zeppelin kind of guy. Cod is good fried. You want to have some good fish and chips, get some cod and fry that sucker. Oh, okay. Thanks, Adam. For God's sake. If the fish has no taste, burn it, and it'll have taste because it'll taste of charcoal. Well, the problem is, Dom, that if you burn fish, it's going to flake off. It's not really going to stay together. That's one of the challenges of fish is if you get some flaky white fish is keeping it together, you know? Yeah, I don't know the Led Zeppelin albums well. I know that they're numbered, right? Led Zeppelin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or whatever. I'm hoping to attend an omakase-style sushi restaurant serving 20 courses of 1 or 2 bites of sushi. Not my thing. Not my thing. I cannot bring myself to put raw fish in my mouth. I have tried, like, seaweed wraps. I've tried the, what's the hot green stuff called? What's that called? I gotta get moving on these. This can take forever. What's that stuff called? What's the green paste? Wasabi. Yes, I've tried wasabi. Clean out my sinuses. For sure, at least that. But I don't like really super hot stuff, so that wasn't great. What's your life question, Dirty Motley? Just ask away. You don't have to explain it. Just ask away. Chris Kennedy, I remember a few minutes ago in the stream if you wanted to pop back and watch. Yeah. I definitely talked about Led Zeppelin. That's interesting. 2 different people asked the exact same question. That's awesome. Stadt means place, so basically, you're two... Well, you know, I know everything about you in Norway. I could... You Scandinavians, you stick out, man. I can pick up a Scandinavian from, I can... Now, you want to talk about eating fish? Go to Scandinavia. They're biting heads off like raw fish and all that good stuff. So there you go, Bimgus. Fristadt. Lego Star Wars got announced as going gold. Wait, what? Going gold by the developers today. In layman's terms, it's ready to ship. Ooh. I got the digital copy, so no shipping for me. I'm just gonna get it. I don't celebrate Lobot shards. Well, I 7-starred Lobot a long time ago. I wish there was a use for Lobot. He's a great character. He's you know what? He probably had just as much screen time as Boba Fett. And was really useful. I mean, he evacuated people from Cloud City. Got the, good stuff. Lobot's good stuff. Get it for your wife's Switch? You don't want it for your Switch? You don't have a Switch? If you donate while I gear up stupid Lobot or... what do you... what do you want me to tell... I need something specific there, Dan. You need to... like, if you donate me $2, I'm not gearing up Lobot. No. But... I'm not going to relic those guys. Oh, what are you going to torch me for? I could probably gear 12 just about anybody in my roster right now if I wanted to. Make it a goal to relic Lobot? Ugh. I don't want to destroy my roster like that. Mob Enforcer. Ugh. Well, you should just donate because you love the channel, Dan. That's how this should work. Just become a member. Just join, buddy. Just join. You know you want to. You know you want to support the channel and make sure you get more of this exciting content. Dad advice, talking about all my first experiences with the gay community, unlocking scans, good stuff. Talking about fish. Do we like fish? Do I like Led Zeppelin? These are good questions. Appleton used to live... I don't know our Wauwatosa, but that sure sounds like a sound up there, like Oshkosh, Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, Milwaukee. He's in Wayne's World. When Alice Cooper's in Milwaukee, he's like, Milwaukee was the ancient Native American term for blah. It's Appleton is 30 minutes north of Oshkosh, right? I think that's right. It's like Milwaukee, 30 minutes to Oshkosh, 30 minutes to Appleton, or something like that. It's been a long time. I feel like it's farther away than that, though. You always thought you were a straight man, but you might be a lesbian and your wife's happy anyway. Well, that's interesting. Well, congratulations to your wife, Chris. I don't know what to do with that. It was definitely a thing in my childhood. Yeah, Absolutely. People still will say gay is an insult, but I'm telling you, I went to high school in suburban St. Louis, and nobody was out. I'm really trying to think, was anybody? And by the way, I was in the theater department, and I don't recall anybody in there. Now I'm trying to think. I'm sure there were gay people in the school, but you just couldn't come out and say it openly. It just wasn't allowed. It wasn't a thing. A fish fry sounds good, but you know, a fish fry, they always do catfish here. And I don't like catfish. I'm not a catfish fan. You can take that stuff. It's fatty, and I don't like that. I like white, flaky fish or salmon, that kind of stuff. Cod. Ooh, look at that. How many shards is that? I guess I just activated him. Jawa. Ooh, genie! Let's see here. Did I ever go to any fish fries in Wisconsin? I did not. I do remember, though, distinctly, I was there in July and August, I think, or it might have been June and July, I don't remember, but I was there in the heart of the summer, and I remember it being like in the 70s, and I went out and played a lot. I played golf a lot while I was there, multiple times, because I had a little disposable income, and I enjoyed it. I was a golfer at the time, and in high school, I played on the golf team, and I worked at a golf course, and so I could play for cheap or free, and so when I eventually had to start paying for golf, it lost its allure for me. But I could play golf up there in the summer in 75-degree weather, and it was amazing. Wasabi! Chris Barker, you've been around gay people all your life. You're born in the 70s. Your mama had lots of disco pals. Were the disco pals gay? Weren't those the macho? I guess the Village People were singing that, so... Hey guys, the Village People were gay. Just FYI. What should you be when you grow up? Dirty Motley. That's a broad question. I don't know. What do you enjoy doing? Aren't you all grown? I thought you were a grown-up person. I'll tell you, I didn't really figure out a lot about myself until I was in my 40s. Sometimes it's a different journey for all of us. I was very happy to raise a family. That was the one thing I knew that I wanted to do early on. Other than that, I didn't really know what I wanted my career to be. Wasn't sure. I got a theater degree, so I didn't really have a direction to. And I didn't go into theater, What I probably, if I look back on it, I would have got my theater degree and then gone off to be a stage manager. I think I would have been a really good stage manager. I don't think I would have been a great director. Everybody wants to act, but I don't think I fit into acting. But stage directing or like emceeing, that was kind of my thing. Like running the show, keeping things organized, keeping things on task. You can have fun, but you gotta have a goal and have, steps to get there, that kind of thing. So what should you be when you grow up? Dirty Mile, I can't answer that. You'd have to give me some ideas. If you want to talk through some of the things that you're interested in or do, I thought you were an older person though. So maybe you're still working on growing up. I don't know, aren't we all? Most wasabi in the US is a colored horseradish paste. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. It wasn't like horseradish. It wasn't that runny. It was definitely pasty. I don't know. Thoughts on the sequels, Schromer. I really liked Force Awakens. I walked out of there with a very positive feeling. I could still watch it. I think a lot of it has to do with Han. And Rey and Finn have a really good chemistry, and it's a lot of fun. I really like Rey. I love Kylo Ren. The two of them do a really good job, and I like them. Their character arc is really good until you get to the third movie, and then it just goes straight to poop. I actually like Rey and Kylo in Last Jedi. I know a lot of people object to it, but it doesn't bother me. I like the idea of something new in the Force. If you watch the original trilogy, every movie there was something new about the Force we didn't know before. The same thing with the prequels, Something you're learning that you can make somebody live forever, and you can do, all that stuff. But especially in the original 3 movies, the Force went from a kid swinging around a lightsaber and, focusing in on a little hole in the Death Star, to like doing flips over logs and struggling with his inner demons in the tree, calling a lightsaber from across the floor out of the ice to himself. you know, it went from that, and then it went to Force Lightning. All of a sudden, there's Force Lightning, and we're like, whoa, blew our minds. So I'm okay with new Force stuff. So the Last Jedi Force stuff, Kylo and Rey, that the duality or whatever it was, that didn't bother me at all. Luke was okay. They really kind of screwed over his character a lot. It doesn't make sense that Luke would try to kill Kylo in his sleep. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It doesn't, and I don't care how much you stray off of who you are and what you've become and the things you've learned. You don't just turn into a cold-blooded murderer. You know, come on. It was so stupid. I wasn't about to cuss there. It sounded like it would. That's stupid is what I was saying. The entire Finn, Poe, Rose storyline in episode 2, or Last Jedi, is complete garbage. It is, I think that trip that they take, from the very beginning of it, from the moment that they talk to Maz Kanata, who's got a camera on her while she's flying around, she's like a video game, like guide, you know, hey, go to here and you can pick up, if you go to this place, you can find the weapon that was used by the old blah 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 blah, the rose, and it'll get you in the, you know, so they go off to whatever the planet, the gambling planet, who cares? And then it's this big social justice freeing slaves garbage. And then they meet what's his name, the Collector. And his character has no purpose in the entire story. My nose itches, hang on. Like, I guess he gets him out of prison, but they accomplished nothing other than freeing a bunch of horses. That was the only thing that Rose and Finn accomplished on that planet was freeing a bunch of horses. They should have got on a ship, they should have figured out a way straight onto the First Order capital ship, and it just should have been like running around the Death Star. That's what they should have been doing the whole time. That whole thing was so ill-conceived and so stupid and such a waste of time. Just what a waste. What a waste. And then Rise of Skywalker, just so many things off the rails with that. It's hard to get into, really. It's hard to get. Those are my thoughts on the sequels. Chris Parker's Northern English fish and chips are yes. That would be a religion there. You don't bite the heads off of fish they're thickened? Fish and chips. We have a place here that I like to go to, a restaurant here. I love the fish. Whenever I go there, I get the fish and chips. Really good stuff. And it's cod. They take cod, they batter it, beer batter it. They just lots of salt and pepper, and I use ketchup. I dip it in ketchup. I don't do the horseradish. Ketchup. Fish and chips, dip in ketchup. Good stuff. Stromer, we don't talk about the sequels. Dirty Motley should replace Vince Neil and Motley Crue. Well, dude, don't the other guys, aren't they all like, they gotta be like 60 by now. These old guys, there's something. These old guys touring with their bands from the 70s and 80s. Can we stop that, please? I mean, I'm not really a concert-going kind of guy. Hey, the likes are really lagging, everybody. Can we throw some likes on this thing? You know, I'm not really a concert-going kind of guy. I think, you know, when you see these concerts now and the people are flying around on cables, and I get nothing. I get zero out of that. Just nothing. It's just a total hero worship of just a human being. Whoever they are. Pink, Katy Perry, Bono. They're just humans. They're just humans who are really talented at singing and make great music. Great music that I love a lot of it. I don't need to pay $100 and watch them flying around and pyrotechnics. I'm not into that. First guy with added Wi-Fi. I don't know what that means, Chris. Do I think whoever types up the pack descriptions at CG needs to go back to school? Oh, are they spelling things poorly? Is that what's going on? I really don't read oh wait, was there something? Oh, Dom, okay, I see what you're saying, because I looked in there and the first sentence looked like they actually had charged for all 4 of them. Then the next sentence said you get 1 out of the 4. I see what you're saying, yeah. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that. My wife and I talk about it all the time. It's on the news all the time. Grammar errors, words spelled wrong. Just ridiculous stuff. This is going to take forever. I got to get moving. This is painful. I mean, just stuff on the news that is it's exhausting if you really watch for grammar everywhere you go. It's pretty ridiculous that they can't get somebody on the news to write something properly. And you'll even see we'll get stuff home from school from teachers, and it's got horrible grammar in it and misspellings and stuff. It's just horrible. You want to try fish and chips sometime, but someone who knows how to... Yo, Andrews, I guarantee you can find a local pub or grill or something that'll have fish and chips. Just look up you'll find a place there. If you're in Des Moines, right, or where were you? Dubuque or Des Moines? I can't. You can find a local place for sure that has a good fish and chips. Yeah, I would just Google it. Just like look up fish and chips and see if your Google tells you a local restaurant to go to. Bimgus, love to go fishing with your dad when you actually catch something. Otherwise, it's just goodbye. Yeah, that's the great thing about fishing. You don't have to catch anything for it to be a great experience. It makes it more fun. But, just being in the boat, in the peace and quiet, out there, I went fishing with, we went to Alaska, we went salmon fishing with my wife and my 4 boys. We were in this long boat on a river down there. We didn't catch anything. We were there for like 5 hours on this river. And we just kept getting, the salmon were nibbling and biting and nibbling, and they never took a hook. They wouldn't take the hook, so we couldn't catch anything. But, that's a great story we'll have for the rest of our lives about that fishing trip with my wife and the boys. We don't do a lot of fishing, so that was fun. Just like G11. Well, Dan, if you donate, I mean, how much are we talking here? If you give me $5 right now, I will jump out and I will gear up Lobot and Mob Enforcer. There's more Lobot. I don't want to do it on this account. I can't do it on the free-to-play account. I will do it on the other. I will do it on my main account for sure. On the free-to-play, I can't. I'm not going to spare that gear to go to gear 11 for no. That's just turdy. But I will do it on the main account for sure. You're not as bloated as Vince, and you can sing better. You might be able to sing better than him now. And that's what I'm saying, dude. Stop the madness. Stop going on tour. Amen, Dirty Molly. Thanks, Dirty Player. What annoys me about the modern world? That's not a show or something. You just asked me, like, when I look around me, what annoys me? Man, I don't know if annoys is the right word. I think that ever since these came out, ever since phones came out, Apple, and I mean by that Apple and Android, which was right when Obama got elected. So 2008, 2009, we're in this major transitionary phase of society. And I don't think anybody knows where it's going. You see in Canada, honestly, what they're doing in Canada right now, what it looks like to me, what the Prime Minister is doing, I need these powers, now that I use them once to stop these truckers, which we can debate all day if you should have stopped them or talked to them. Now that I've used these powers once to stop these truckers, I need to have these powers permanently to be able to invade people's banks and cut them off, right? And it's like, hey, hang on a second, dude. People enjoy freedom, and it feels like Palpatine to me in a lot of ways. This is how liberty dies, to thunderous applause. And I worry. I think that a lot of the things we're seeing now, COVID comes along. We have all this information available. We've all gone out there on the internet. We find our tribes, right? If I'm just a dirtbag racist, I can find my tribe on the internet. If I'm a furry, I can find my tribe. All of a sudden, there's these furries all everywhere. Nobody knew what a furry was until the internet, until we got our phones. That wasn't a thing. And now we can all see that furries exist. It's done a lot of great things for us. Like, now Andrzani can get married and have a husband. And that's been a big deal. That's freedom that's been granted. I'm concerned, though, that the reaction of governments to this, our governments are still, for the most part, I'm going to say this, in America, our government, for the most part, is run by old white guys. And it's the same as Hollywood is run by old white guys. And, they just don't know how to deal with this news. Somebody texted me. Hang on a second. Yeah. Oh, they just closed schools tomorrow. schools are closed tomorrow. There's a little bit of snow and we close the schools. So I'm just concerned about where do we go from here. And I think we have sacrificed a lot of freedom for a little bit of safety. And that's why I like living in the Midwest rather than living on the coasts. What has happened in California during the pandemic does not suit me at all, man. Well, we've never had a mask mandate in our state. We've allowed local governments and local establishments to do it on their own. And a lot of us wore masks throughout the beginning of the pandemic until we were vaccinated. I don't wear a mask anywhere I go anymore. I don't go out as much as I used to, most likely. I don't go to work every day either. So I just worry about, Benjamin Franklin said it, something along the lines of, don't give up your freedom for safety. It's a bad exchange, and boy, we've done a lot of that lately. We've been doing that for a long time, but we've done a lot of that lately. Spam phone call. So we'll see. That's the kind of thing. Doesn't annoy me, but it just concerns me for where we're going. That's all. What's my favorite drink? I'm not a big drinker. In fact, until the last 5 years or so, my wife and I really never drank. I probably had drank 4 to 5 times in my life before the last 5 years, but I like just a house margarita. If I was gonna pick a drink, I'd either have a dry red wine or just a house lime margarita. That's where I'm going. Andro Fish and Chips, Bridlington, East Yorkshire, UK. I don't know what... Oh, you're talking to Androzani. Do I have any tips for you? You're stuck on G12 on your first order. Farm the heck... Were we talking today? Were we talking in comments? Somebody was asking me this today. Actually, it was in game. Somebody jumped in my chat in game. You just gotta farm it. If you're on G12 on your first order, be happy that you're there. And just keep playing the HIATs, the HSTRs, the pits. Make sure you sign up for all that stuff. TBs, TWs. If you want to get to Kylo faster, then you need to farm some of that stuff. And my recommendation would be make sure you're farming those ships if you don't have those ships yet, Charles. Because you'll get all your characters to relic levels and all of a sudden realize you don't have the ships ready to go. So make sure you're farming the ships. That's really my tip. When you get to G12 on your first order, or whatever farm you're doing, as you're farming for the relic stuff, because that takes time, make sure you got your ships in order. That would be my recommendation. Or your next farm. You can unlock like Jedi Knight Revan if you get all the characters. You can unlock him with like Gear 8 and Gear 9 stuff. Excuse me, I'm belching. I don't think you got as many shards as it took to activate them. I don't know what that's a reference to, sorry. Did I ever go to Summerfest? I don't know what that is. Is that a concert thing? If it is, I never went to it. I went to church camp a few times. I was raised in a fundamentalist, evangelical church environment, and I went to summer camp a few times and got saved and rededicated my life to Christ and all that good stuff. I did all that back in the 80s, so... Oh, I already answered it, Dirty Motley. You just deleted it. Where's everyone from? Northern England? I'm from Missouri. We've talked about that. You're grown up but still a big kid. Yeah, that's fine. Do I have an opinion on a computer science major as an idea? Lord Salacious B. Crumb. So, for your generation, I think if I remember right, you're 14. So that's the computer science, IT degrees, data management, computer, what was it? My son's friend majored in, wasn't computer science, it was, it's 10, right? Yeah. It was, data security or something? I mean, all those degrees are going to be super useful for the next 50 years. So, yeah, go for it. That's not a bad place to break in, get a degree, be in really good shape to have a job when you get out of college. Go for it. Do it. Computer science is a great way to go. Great Chrome computers are where the money's at. Anything online. Oh, great. Yeah, there you go. 30. Exactly what 30 Player just said. You're taking cybersecurity AP Computer Science principles as a sophomore. You're a sophomore in high school, right? Good. Go for it. Do it. Yep, the future's not going backwards. Chris is right. 30 players right. Yeah, you don't have to make any decisions. Are you a freshman? You're a freshman in high school, right, Lord Salacious? Maybe I'm thinking you're younger than you are. You missed when the lightsaber battles were more dual. Yeah, I agree with that. And that started. That really, the whole sequels, all the lightsaber duels in the sequels were just kind of. The first one was cool, but you can't get around the fact that Rey just had no idea what she was doing. And I guess by the end, we were supposed to accept that she was, the daughter of a clone of Palpatine, which gave her special insight, but it just doesn't jive. It just doesn't come together right. So, and then, the duel in Last Jedi was pretty cool. I mean, there was some really cool stuff in there. I know Rey at one point makes a move that would have got her killed, but whatever. The duel was cool, but it didn't really settle anything, and there wasn't they weren't even fighting each other. It was very strange. And then the third one just didn't even bother. Like, they had a lightsaber thing, but it wasn't the ultimate. I'm with you. Canto Bite, thank you. That was we're way behind in chat, but yeah, that was the planet. Fish and chips are bomb. Agree. Rose is dead to you. Poor Rose got shafted. That was what was really a shame, was how she was treated as a human being on Twitter and whatever. She had to close off her social media stuff. It's like, she's just an actress. She got a role in a Star Wars movie. Was thrilled to have. I mean, if you're an actress or an actor and you have any interest in doing movies, or you get a role in Star Wars or Marvel, I mean, dream come true, right? It's what you work your whole life for, and she just got destroyed because her character was written so poorly, and she was given nothing interesting to do in the movies. It was not her fault. What's she supposed to do? She's got to work with what she's got. When you grow up, you want to free horses and get paid for it. Good luck with that, Dirty Motley. I think you need to go out to Montana for that. Captain Phasma was also Phasma was, they hyped up all these extra characters. They just went too deep. They were like, oh, we got to have 45 characters, and let's make them all interesting. And then none of them have story arcs, and you just blew the whole thing. Yeah, Phasma was a total waste of time. And she was a traitor in the very first movie. I'm way behind on chat, guys, so that's fine. Keep going. Keep talking, though. I mean, Phasma, in the very first movie, she's the captain of all of the First Order stormtroopers and not willing to give her life up for the First Order. Now, in a sense, I do get that, because that's like a political position and all that stuff, but come on. It was just so easy to get her to turn on them. Yeah, that's a great costume. I agree. She did look good. Great costume. Your fan Motley Crue kind of hyped their... Motley Crue's on tour? I had no idea. That was not... I told you, I was in the 80s, I was listening to the Beatles. Dirty Motley loves concerts. Cool. Kickstart my heart. You've seen the Crew 8 times. Wow. Yeah, I always think... So when I think of Motley Crue and Nikki Sixx, I go back to Nick Swartzen's stand-up, where he talks about Nikki Sixx doing heroin through a fire hose. Or drinking heroin through a fire hose. That's what I think of when I think of Nikki Sixx and Motley Crue. The book's also good. The books of Motley Crue are good? What? Nikki Sixx story is crazy? Yeah, I guess, drinking heroin from a fire hose. Need some more life advice, comrade. No, not in the boat. You have a phobia of the ocean. Uh-oh. Whoa. I have a fear of heights, and I can go out in the ocean, but yeah, I mean, if the boat collapses, I'm dead. I'm not a great swimmer, so. You hate your phone. Can't put down, drop kick it over the moon. To the moon! Yeah, the phone, the phone now is like cigarettes were back in the 30s, 40s, 50s. Everybody had them. Everybody was smoking cigarettes. It was just an accepted thing of life. So, our kids may look back on this kids, grandkids, great-grandkids may look back and say, they were all addicted to their phones. And then we had to put warning labels on them, and then the government regulated phones. That's going to happen. You've been listening to the Huberman Lab podcast. He's got a lot of great info on how to combat modern distractions and stuff. He explains the neuropathy behind it all. Cool. Interesting. I might check that out if I get time. You knew what a furry was 20 years ago? I didn't. I didn't know what a furry was till a decade ago. I get distracted by my phone while ranting about... Yeah, that's fair. I wasn't really ranting about phones. I was saying I'm concerned for the direction we're going. I'm concerned for how governments are responding to phones. You know, we have all this freedom and everything, and they can organize a convoy, and the Canadian government immediately seizes more power and unilaterally and acts like it's necessary now to have more power and be able to invade bank accounts and stuff. Freedom! Are we aligned in a lot of ways, Adam? I feel like, Adam, I gotta say, I think that most people are aligned this way. You know, Ronald Reagan called it the silent majority. And people that rage on Twitter about stuff left and right, the internet, everything, you know, it's probably 10 to 15% total of the population left and right. The rest of us, silent majority. We want to raise our lives. We want to raise our lives. We want to raise our families. We want to live our lives. We want to love the people we love. We want to be able to have a roof over our head. We want to be able to go to the store if we want to go to the store and get some bread. We want nobody to interfere with us, and that's pretty much our lives. We'll be happy to have that, and happy to let our neighbors do the same thing, as long as we're not, intruding on each other. So, cool, Adam. Yeah, good to hear it. I'm Callie. All the beach communities did not follow. Oh, interesting. That's interesting. They just went on the beach and kept surfing and hanging out on the beach. The beach. Sunlight. It was documented pretty early on. Sunlight and heat killed that thing. So what's the point? What's the point of wearing your mask on the beach? It's just for show. Politicians. Oh, don't get me started on politicians wearing their masks everywhere that a camera's on them, and they take it off as soon as the camera's off of them. Good for you, Nancy Pelosi. Santa Cruz appeared to be a 50-50 situation. San Diego's pretty different than the rest of California. I've been to San Diego. Been to LA. Johnny Ramirez, what's up? How you doing? You're in high school. Okay, freshman high school. You have plenty of time to decide a major, buddy. You don't have to sweat it right now. Take the courses you want to take. If computer science is interesting, go take that thing. My voice is going to die before I get to the end of these scans. Or these, You went on King Daka, but I really... King Daka? I don't know where the roller coaster came from. I can't do roller coasters, guys. I get motion sickness. It makes my wife nuts. There was one time when the Dramamine caught me perfect, and I was able to ride Harry Potter at Universal, the one with the snake in it, and I had a lot of fun. I'm like, this is what this actually feels like when you're not feeling like you're gonna die, and it was so awesome. It was a lot of fun. Then we jumped on the next roller coaster, and I was sick as a dog, and can't do it. I get motion sickness, and it's really disappointing. I might one day, though, whenever we get down to Disney to the Millennium Falcon, Galaxy's Edge, I'm telling you, I might be popping like extra Dramamine that day to make sure I can do the Falcon ride, because I gotta do that thing. Ever heard the story of Ozzy Osbourne snorting a line of ants off the floor? No, but I know he bit the head off a bat. Nothing that guy did would surprise me. So much cocaine and drugs and stuff back in the 70s and 80s was crazy. You can't swim, so yeah, that does sound frightening, Bimgus. If you can't swim and you're out in the ocean, it ain't good, brother. Especially up in Scandinavia, you guys go out in the ocean a lot. Your parents put you in swimming lessons when you were 3. Can't ride a bike. Interesting. So we've been really bad about that. Our kids aren't bike riders, and they're okay swimmers. We've been really bad about that. My wife and I aren't really pool people, and kids don't really ride their bikes anymore. When I was growing up, everybody rode their bikes everywhere. There were just kids riding bikes all over the neighborhood all the time, but not a thing anymore. Motley Crue made a book about their coming up as a band, and it's really interesting since they were all menaces. Hey, Blue K, what's up? How do I feel about the new ships being Galactic Chase characters? I don't. That's fine. Lord Salacious, I just don't develop strong feelings about stuff like that. Like, the creators of a game are going to make the decision that'll benefit the company the most, and the community will be engaged. They want to keep the community engaged while making money for the company. That's how the game works. And they choose ways to release things, and that's how they release them. And this is how ships have been released for a while. It just doesn't bother me. I just don't get all bent and worried about it. It's fine. That's how they do it. So it's how they do it. If somebody wants it to be different, they can go design their own game. You always have the only power. I say this a lot in my personal life. You know, people complain about stuff and they want to boycott, and this whole Spotify thing with Joe Rogan. My buddy was all on Facebook. Politely write a letter to Spotify and tell them how you feel, and like, dude, you have one voice. Your only voice, if that's what you choose to do, is just quit. Don't pay for it. If you quit Spotify, that's the only power you have as a one tiny little human in this big cog that's going on. Just quit. Don't buy it. Don't pay for it. Don't do it. Quit it. And that's how you exercise your voice. Otherwise, they do listen to the community when they say stuff enough, but they're not going to change that kind of thing, so I don't worry about it. I just don't worry about it. Am I a pet person? We have a dog. Chewy is our dog. He's a little Morky. I like the dog. I love other people's dogs a lot. I like my dog. I love him. He's great. He's a good dog. He barks too much. How much longer? This is going to be like 4 hours. I gotta get moving here. Hang on, I'm gonna dial in here for a second. Let's see. Remember when the government was spying on everybody through their cell phones? Remember when? Like, that stopped? You telling me that stopped? And that did not stop. That's why I find this whole thing about the vaccines. Oh, they're gonna put a chip in you and follow you around. It's like, hey, dude, your phone is in your pocket right now. They're following you right now. You've given all your information to Google and Apple 100 times over. Everybody knows where you are right now, dude. If the feds want to find you, they're coming for you right now. So, doesn't matter if there's a chip in that vaccine or not. Look up Ting Daka. It's the fastest. I can't do roller coasters, so it just doesn't really get me all excited. Sorry. I'm glad you did it and I'm glad people can have fun doing them. It's like cats. I'm allergic to cats. So my son got a cat. He doesn't live here. And everybody in the family is like, oh, it's so cute. The kid's so cute. It's fine. It's cute, but I don't get excited about it because I'm allergic to it. I have an automatic aversion to a cat, and it makes me feel really bad, gets my asthma activated, and makes my nose run, and my throat itches. Learned how to ride back at 13, yeah. When the Dramamine hits, yeah. That's why, you gotta make sure you gotta do it right. Might want to get those things behind my ear or something. Let's see. You're 25, learning to ride a bike feels like a lost cause. Probably is. And plus, you don't want to be out like in public learning how to do it right. You're like, oh, everybody's staring at me. I'm a grown man. Learn how to ride a bike. Make sure I pull the hyperspace lever on the Falcon. It feels so satisfying. Yeah, it would be. Trust me, I'm with you. Do I think it's a great idea to buy the finalizer shards in the crystal shop? No? Are there finalizer shards in there? What I did, Charles, is if you go back and watch you can find these videos on it. Around the 8-month mark, I had farmed all the characters to 7 stars, and I just needed some relic stuff. And I went in heavy on ships, and I also started hoarding crystals. So I hoarded crystals, so that by the time I had everybody relic at the point I needed them to be, I refreshed the finalizer event like 5 times in one day. So that's how I did it. I don't know how many shards you get to buy the finalizer crystals. I recommend doing it that way. Hoard the crystals, and then just refresh the event a bunch of times and get that finalizer activated. What do I think about Scandinavia? That's a really broad question. I think it's cold, and I'm scared of big, large Vikings because I'm a little tiny guy. I don't know. I know it's a big socialist area. You're somewhere between communism and capitalism, but mostly when you talk socialism, it's you talk democratic socialism. So it's like your economy runs mostly capitalistic with the government being more involved, and socialist policies. I don't know. I don't think I'd move there because I don't want to do winter that much, you know. But I don't really have thought. I mean, I've met a bunch of you Scandinavians, and I really enjoy your company on the streams. I know that. This is taking forever, dude. I might pass out by the time we get to the end of this. I should get an autoclicker. You're right. Or I should just go to the what's that? There's a site out there that you can pay for a subscription to, and you can get one click and open it all at once. Some people don't have phones. That's true. Blue Cave, if you're somewhere you can get a vaccine. That is also true. You know, this whole vaccine charade about delivering it to Africa, they're just lying. You know, there's no like COVID numbers from Africa, and nobody bothered to go check it out. They're not delivering the vaccine there. They're just keeping it in places. I listened to a video on YouTube today. It's like, oh, you want the vaccine? Give me your wallet. How big is your wallet? Oh, you get the vaccine. Let me see your wallet. You don't have a wallet? No vaccine for you. So, yeah. So if you're somewhere where you can get a vaccine, you probably have a phone. Yeah, not everybody has a phone, but honestly, you know, even poorer nations like in Africa, India, most people there have phones anymore. That's kind of phones are everywhere now. You have a geometry test and a biology test tomorrow. Enjoy. I don't miss that stuff. Hot utils cost $10. Okay, there you go. Yeah, that's what it is. Blue K feels bad. Don't feel embarrassed about learning. What do you feel bad about? What? Go check in the second shop for... I gotta keep going on this, Charles. Sorry. If I keep going looking at the shop, I'm never gonna finish this. I got a whole other account. I'm only like 1/8 of the way through this whole thing right now. If I remember right, I looked at that when I was doing the finalizer farm, and you get better bang for your buck by just refreshing the event when it comes around. That's what I remember. I think I checked it out at the time, and that's where you get the most bang for your crystal buck. I should really be using auto. Well, I don't have an auto clicker, so can't do it. It wouldn't speed it up anybody. I'm on top of this. I could be doing nimble fingers. You're referring to learning how to ride a bike in public. Oh, yeah, I agree with that. Just go do it. Who cares? I mean, I'm in an age where I really don't care as long as I'm not like doing anything completely wacko. That whatever. I'll go to Quick Trip in the morning before I take my shower. My hair's all over the place. I don't care anymore. The lazy part of you is tempted to just buy gas shards and the equipment shipment instead of waiting for get one. Oof. Well, you could do that. Oof. Ouch. But you know, everybody's got to do their thing. How many things does he have? I have like a million. I'm only and I had 500,000 on this account and 500,000 on the other account, so I got a ways to go. It's like $200. Ooh, don't do that, Andrews. I mean, that's your money, I guess, but might want to post an epilepsy warning for the... Oh, are you serious? Sorry about that. Do you have epilepsy, Quint? Sorry. How many gas shards can you get in shipments? That's a good question. I don't know. I never bought them. I did the old-fashioned way. I earned it. This is why you should not buy Royal Guard. You should not farm Royal Guard. Now, Royal Guard has some gear in there that was actually important, and I think I did. There she is, Ahsoka. So, at 8,000 a day, to get to 500,000... 8 into 500. You're talking like 60 days, 65 days. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm farming let's say I'm farming 2 months worth of bronziums here in one sitting. And it'll be interesting to see. That's how I really want to phrase this when I look at what you should and shouldn't farm. Because I think this will be part of a free-to-play video for, hey, do or don't farm these characters. Because in 2 months' time, here's how much you can, get from them. Raphael, how's it going? Yeah, I am clicking all the time. Nah, my hand's fine. This isn't that big. My hand, it's not. This isn't like difficult. Just got to hear clicking. Why do you keep saying F, Blue K? Is that your F word, but you can't type it? You could donate to $200 new. That's possible. I do accept $200 donations. But you won't get any gas shards out of that. How does the gas event work? If you get them, you get them 5 stars, then you have to buy the rest in the get event token shop. Yes. Same thing with Malik. You get Malik at 5 stars, and you have to buy the rest of it in the get shop. It's the same as Malik. Yep, there you go. Jinx. Yeah, Malik's been around forever, and they just added him shipments. I remember back when... So, the Darth Revan meta was like the first massive meta in the game. Now, they had for a while, they had CLS, and then Palpatine kind of dethroned that. If I remember right, was it the opposite? I can't remember. It was actually, I don't know. It was Palpatine and CLS. It kind of went back and forth. Jedi Training Rey came in for a little bit, but as soon as Jedi Knight Revan came out, he was the meta immediately. Boom, meta. And you had to have him to climb to the top of Squad Arena for like 6-9 months. And then they spent another like year with Darth Revan at the top of the meta. It was like almost 2 years, year and a half maybe, of just Jedi Knight Revan or Darth Revan at the very top of the meta. This is before Grand Arena. This is when you just had Squad Arena. So it was too long, and I was bored with. I quit the game at one point during there because like this is boring. There's nothing going on. All I do is go in Squad Arena every day, play Darth Revan versus Darth Revan, and then walk out. I do it like 5 to 10 times just to climb it. I get my crystals. I go. It was really boring, and it wasn't a great time for the game. How did we come out of that? I think Gas was the release from that. We got Gas, and then they started releasing characters. 3PO, Chewie. Started releasing characters after that. So you feel bad for? Okay, thanks. Blue Cat, I didn't know that. Your hand gets tired when you open 50K. Yeah, here's $1 million. Go get Executor, man. If you could have Executor early in the game, it will give you a huge leg up in Grand Arena until you climb too high and then everybody starts crushing you. Such fun. How's the reception on the ASMR video? People have liked it. It's not like going crazy or anything, but people are having fun watching it. I think people are enjoying it. I think fans of Star Wars Dad are enjoying the Galaxy of Heroes ASMR video. I don't know if that's bringing in a lot of outside attention. How's that? Is that fair? Only 80 shards of Malik to go for 7 stars. Not even bothering with Gas because it takes so long. Get Gas next year, yeah. Malik's a beast, man. Malik and Gas. The cool thing is you get them both in that shop, and they are both just solo beasts in Grand Arena. They are machines. Gas does take forever. Press F to pay your respects. Went for Jedi Master Luke earlier. All your get went to Hoda. Yep. Gotta spend on Hoda and Wampa, and then you don't get. Yep. There's a lot of trade-offs. It's all economics trade-offs, man. Executor would be amazing at 3.5 million. I have not run into a kit. I've played a bunch of rosters like 3.5, 4, 5 million. Because I'm at 2.6 million, it only makes sense. I'm playing people that are, twice my size. I've yet to see an Executor in there, so What if you get Executor? What it would do is it would free you up to put it on defense, and just leave the top front open and put your heaviest character defense on the bottom, and you might only give them one territory then on defense. Is what you could do. Oh, well, that's what I'm going to be doing, Raphael. Going straight to the shard shot, my friend. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of stuff. It's going to be a lot of stuff. I'm probably going to need to get a drink of water or something in between here. So if and when I ever finish this, we're an hour and 20 minutes in, and I'm not even halfway through these 500 ally points. I got to keep moving. Let's see here. You'll have it soon at 4.2 million, and Executor is massive. That's huge. Might have to get a Coke so I can stay awake. Put Negotiator once you get him. Yeah, Negotiator is really big. If you're at, what do you get? 3.5. Negotiator's not. I have a Negotiator at 2.6. I had Negotiator back around 2 million. My buddy Broda, who probably I don't think is here anymore, he had a Negotiator back like at 1 million GP. He was throwing it on defense. Because he was able to join like a really good guild, or like his previous guild that he was a leader of. They let him back in with a really small free-to-play account, so he got Negotiator fast. You can also put Negotiator, but you can't say Shard Shop. Shard Shop, 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 Shard Shop. The only issue with saying it that time fast was the amount of breath support I was able to give it. Woof. I gotta make sure I'm sitting up straight while I'm doing this. I might have to stand up here for a minute. Can I really do 1 million? I might be up till midnight. You guys hear that? I can turn it up. I guess the music's playing, right? That's good enough. Your negotiate is almost 6 stars, but you stop buying shards so that you don't accidentally spend any prestige. Yeah. Get it. So what I got my negotiator on my free-to-play account at 5 stars, and I've been saving the currency. I want to use it either to get. I'd rather have a 5-star malevolence and 5-star negotiator than have a 7-star negotiator and no malevolence. If I can do that, I would feel really good about that. But I'm also kind of saving because I want to make sure that Mace Windu is good enough to use for the gas event. I want to make sure his ship works for me to get through the. I think it will. But I've never leveled up Mace Windu. He's still level 1, so we'll see how that. I think he's level 1. He might have leveled him up. I don't know. My favorite cheese. I enjoy a good cheddar Colby cheese. Like if I'm just gonna eat just straight cheese, kind of like a Colby, a little bit of punch to it, like small amount of punch. But yeah, you know, you can't go wrong with a good strong cheddar. I don't like putting cheddar like on sandwiches, burgers. Cheddar's horrible on a burger. I am very spoiled with American cheese on a burger. If you're gonna put cheese on a burger, it's American cheese or no cheese. That's your options. I don't want cheddar on my burger. I don't want anything like that. No thanks. Swiss can be good in the right situation, but I don't think generally Swiss. Ooh, you know what is a good cheese that we have here in St. Louis that doesn't really get around? Provolone, which is a form of Provel. But provolone cheese is what they put on St. Louis style pizzas. And a St. Louis style pizza is basically a giant saltine with a pizza made around it. They put the provolone cheese on, thin crust pizza. So good. So good. From up to midnight, might have to leave so you're prepared to rest for tests tomorrow. Yeah, because you'll be up till 1 then. You got to make sure you got 2 tests. You got to be ready for those things. Nope, so just DEFCON 1 snoring. So let me tell you something here, guys. Here's a little life thing, Quint. I snore as well, and I also keep a very different schedule than my wife. So I'll stay up till 10, 11, 12, whatever. I've always been a late stay-upper. I can operate on 5 or 6 hours of sleep. Not like I need to catch up on sleep, but I can do that. My wife, though, is a teacher. She gets up early. She'll go to bed at 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock at the latest, but she'll go to bed at 9 o'clock. She'll even go upstairs at 8, watch some TV, and fall asleep. And, for 20 years, I would roll into bed, 2 hours after she was in there. I'd wake her up just getting into bed because she's awake. Then I start snoring and she can't get any sleep and she's crabby and it impacts our relationship. So I will tell you, we started sleeping in separate rooms. As soon as the boys went off to college and we had an extra room available, I started sleeping in one of my son's rooms. And it's been great for our marriage. I don't know any other way to put it. We have gotten along so much better since we sleep in separate rooms now. I don't roll in there and wake her up, 2 hours after she was already asleep. I'm not snoring. It's just been a really good... Now, in the weekends we go in there and we, stay in the same bed. When we're on the same schedule, we're not like avoiding each other, but during the weekdays when we're working, it's just worked out so much better for us. So, just something to think about. Everybody has to do their own thing, and since then I read a lot that there are a lot of people that do that. It's not uncommon for married couples to sleep in separate bedrooms, and yeah, just something to think about. Hey, everybody, like and subscribe if you're out there. You know you want to. You know you want to. So just a thought there. My favorite Star Wars character is Darth Vader. You can't get past Darth Vader. I remember him scaring the bejesus out of me in the 80s. Just so scary. Empire Strikes Back was a scary, scary movie when I saw it at 8 years old. Just scared me to death. And that scene in Rogue One is just the best thing that's ever happened in a Star Wars movie. I can't get over it. When that came on the screen, that's the giddiest I've ever been in a Star Wars movie. Another time I remember, so it's Darth Vader. Another time I remember being very giddy in the theater, and it hasn't really aged as well. But when Yoda, at the end of Attack of the Clones, when Yoda gets out his lightsaber and fights Dooku, and he's hopping all over and spinning and everything, and I remember the entire theater was like laughing and clapping and cheering like all at once, all those emotions. You're laughing because it's funny, you're cheering and screaming because you wanted to see it for so long. I remember all of that there were so many emotions, and now we look back at it and it's kind of accepted that that's what happened. But at the time, nobody had ever seen Yoda do anything but, walk around with a cane and hobble, and that was really good stuff. Am I going to make a video when I go in this? No, what I'm going to do, I don't have time to make a video. So what I'm going to do, Lord Salacious, is I'm going to record the shard shop so I can just use it later in a video is what I'm going to do. Life advice. How do you know when to pursue a different job? Oh my goodness. There's no simple answer to that, right? I will say if you're completely miserable, at your job and you're making people's lives miserable around you, it's probably time to look for a new job. And, if you're going to look for a new job, you got to take it seriously, and then your job becomes looking for a new job. So I think it's based on your misery index. If your misery index is really high and you're causing misery to those around you that you love, it's probably time to find a new job. If you can't earn the income or you're cut off as far as a career, it depends. If you're at a big company, those opportunities will probably come around soon enough. You might have to wait an extra year or two, but those opportunities will be there. If you're at a small company and your career is cut off right where it is, you may not have that opportunity to advance. Maybe you need to look for something new if you're at a smaller company. So just those are some of the things I would weigh in there. The main thing being your misery, your personal misery index, and how you're making people feel around you. Kenio, how do you invite 3 allies? Can somebody help Kenio with that? I don't know what that means. You mean in game? How do you invite 3 allies? You have to know their ally code, and you go to the ally. And I'm not gonna do. I don't have time to show it right now. Sorry. This opening these bronze teams is just taking forever. So you go into the ally room and you type in their ally code and you click search, and then when you find them, you click invite, and that's how you invite them. And you end up inviting people to be your allies. Should I watch the OG Star Wars movies or once it's the order you should watch in is 4 to 6 and 1 to 3. And the reason I say that, and I've said it many times, is if you watch the prequels first, then you know who Luke's father is, and you miss out on the greatest twist in movie history. And I mean ever. I mean ever. Over 100 years, that's the greatest twist in movie history. And that's why I think you should watch episode 4, 5, 6, then episode 1, 2. Watch them in order of release. That's my opinion. Never had Gouda cheese. I probably have. I just didn't leave a mark. Adam, I tend to agree with you. I'd take any cheese over no cheese, mostly. There's some cheeses I look at and think I am not going to, like, when you look at a cheese that's got mold, visible green mold, that's not happening. I'm not going to, I don't want to eat that unless I'm forced to. I don't really need a super spicy cheese with jalapenos in there. It's not my thing, so. Slacia says 1 to 6. I think it's a generational thing. I just think that you miss out. I think you miss out on missing out on Darth Vader is so important. I also am a strong believer that the original trilogy, those movies are just better. A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back is the greatest movie ever made. Return of the Jedi, those movies are just better than the first 3. Somebody watches Phantom Menace, and they might be looking at you going, why does anybody like, they might get really bored. The first 2/3 of that, until you get to the lightsaber duel at the end, there's a whole lot of boring stuff in that movie, and Attack of the Clones is really super boring, with some good action sequences in the middle. But man, that's my other thing about watching the originals first, is they're just better movies. 1 to 6 is your preferred way you grew up when the prequels are coming out. Yeah, I hear you. You once went to bed at 4, and then once you woke up it was 3 in the morning. That's a nice sleep right there. When your mom and dad separated, your dad slept in the guest room of your house, and this year they got their own houses. Yeah, that's tough, man. That's my parents got divorced when I was in high school too, right about your age. So yeah, I've been through it. It's tough. Hopefully your parents are dealing better with it. Sounds like they might be dealing better with it than my parents did. My parents, it wasn't great. It took 20 years or so to get them back in the same room for Christmas and Thanksgiving, and that relieved a lot of stress. So, wasn't sleeping in separate rooms normal back in the day? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. You sleep on the edge of your bed because your husband takes up half. The husband and the basset hound take up all the space in the bed. Yeah, I've been there. With a kid. We had a kid in bed for a couple of years too long, the youngest one. Too long in the bed. You have a dog that loves a cuddle. You love a dog that loves a cuddle. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. The best cheese is the one in poutine. Can I say that out loud? I don't know what that means. I don't know what poutine is. Sounds dirty, though. You have an English quiz on Kite Runner. I don't know what that is. Kite Runner? Is that like Maze Runner? Same time, you missed the actual greatest plot. Yes, there you go. Somebody did say that too, Raphael. I've heard that before, too. I'm thinking. I guess it's hard for me to imagine that was a huge plot twist. So maybe that's a good point. Maybe if you've never seen the first 3 and you don't know who Anakin is, that's a giant plot twist that he turns evil all of a sudden, seemingly out of nowhere. But I think it's a solid way to look at it. It's hard for me to register that, just because I've known he was evil forever. So I walked into the prequels knowing what was going to happen, right? So the question is, do you walk into the prequels knowing what's going on, or do you walk into the sequels knowing what's going on? Or the originals knowing what's going on? That's a good question. That's a fair point, Raphael. Thank you. Good point. Don't forget you like Phantom Menace more than Androzani. Come on, man. can't help you with that. I don't even know how to process something like Phantom Menace more than Empire Strikes. Empire Strikes Back is such an amazing film. The prequels are better. You mean Episode 3? Episode 3 is the best of the prequels. It's still worse than all 3 of the original trilogy. Sorry. With the best lightsaber duel, I'll give it that. How do you get more girls? Stop trying to get girls. That's my advice there. Stop worrying about girls. Now that has two paths. One is you become more attractive to girls. You just don't care. Which kind of was what. Okay, so all right. Here's my path with girls. I never dated. I'm telling you. If I went on 10 dates prior to meeting my wife, I'd be shocked. I always liked girls. I was always interested. All the normal, hormones and everything. Normal meaning normal levels of hormones for a teenage or young man. And I just prioritized pretty much everything. I was pretty shy, and I was always small. It's one thing to keep in mind is I was really, really tiny, and I didn't hit puberty till I was 16. So like my junior year of high school is when I hit puberty. And that was really a pretty significant, I think that really impacted me pretty heavily as far as, relationships. And I really felt, I still on some level do feel inferior. I feel that women look differently on small men. And you see lots of small women with really tall, giant men. And you just think, what? I don't have a chance with a tall, giant woman. So why do I gotta make this trade-off? Why can the woman that would be interested in me go and be with this giant, tall guy? And it's all evolutionary stuff, whatever. But I never had a lot of confidence with women. So when I was in the theater, and as a result, I had a lot of women hanging out. There were a lot of girls in high school, women in college. I was kind of like the safe, straight guy, which is why my wife was attracted. I'm very sure that's why my wife was attracted to me. So, I was very safe for marrying. I'm like the safe, straight guy. So, I might only get through 500 of these. We might have to do the other 500 next week, guys. We're an hour and a half in, and I'm halfway through. This is gonna be like 3 hours. I can't stay up till 1 in the morning. We might have to do the other half. So I think we're gonna do 500 today, and I'll do 500 next week or something this weekend. So I never really dated. Now, when I look back on it, there were plenty of opportunities for me to date, or, and I just never took advantage of them. I was a safe, straight guy that a girl could run her hands through my hair and put her hands all over me, and I was surely enjoying it. But I was never gonna make that move, or I was never gonna cross the line. I got married. I was almost 24 when I got married, and I was a virgin at the time. I told you I was raised in a fundamentalist evangelical household, and that was very prized. And I was a virgin when I got married. So, I remember there were many, many girls in high school, women in college that were very liberal with how they would flirt with me, because I wasn't a threatening guy. So if you really want to attract girls to you, stop caring about girls. And then if you're a little more interested or more willing to let something happen, then it'll probably happen for you. Because when I look back at college, there were plenty of times that things could have happened that I did not take advantage of the situation, which is fine with me. Doesn't bother me. It's just who I am. So there you go. How about that? Does that answer the question there, Dememes? And no, you'll never understand women, because they work hard to not be understood. Neat advice. Growing up, you had a lot of friends whose parents slept in separate rooms to improve their marriage. I'm telling you, as you get older, you stop worrying about, cultural rules that, you know, you stop worrying about, oh, I saw it on TV, people sleep in the same bed, so I gotta sleep in the same bed. You stop worrying about that stuff, and you just look for ways to be happy, and you know, that's twice, that's 2 of Boba Fett's I've gotten there. That's 160 Boba Fett shards. So yeah, I honestly, Quint, it has been a major factor in us being a happier married couple. It really has. Really, really has. You know, plus you have other things like, you know, couples, you always have a different sex drive. Generally, if you're a man and woman, the man has a stronger sex drive, and then you get some bitterness because that's not, you know, you get it. You grew up with the prequels, so you like them a lot. It's ironic because as a kid, you used to think that the originals ruined Obi-Wan and Yoda, but they actually... You thought they ruined Yoda? Yoda didn't exist until Empire Strikes Back, my friend. If you listen to Mark Hamill talk about that, any mods on to get rid of that bot? Okay. Yoda was, I mean, if you listen to Mark Hamill talk about Yoda, he's like, yeah, you know, Frank, meaning Frank Oz, he's doing all sorts of cool things with the puppet, and we thought it was funny on set, but you don't really know if it's going to translate to screen, and it could have been it was a huge risk for George Lucas and Irvin Kershner to take, to put a puppet in a movie and treat it like it was a real live flesh being, and it paid off big time. Yoda is still iconic to I mean, Yoda, everybody knows Yoda. Everybody knows Yoda. I Love Lucy did not sleep in separate rooms. They slept in separate beds. They slept in the same room in separate beds. And it was a thing in the 50s at the time. You couldn't on TV show a man and a woman sleeping in the same bed together. So they had to sleep in separate beds. So that was like a censors thing for the television. We're definitely only getting through this one, guys. This is brutal. Poutine is fries or tater tots with gravy and cheese. Oh. Actually, that sounds really good. I've heard of that. Actually, I've heard, now that you say it, I have heard of that. Where do you get poutine? Charles, poutine is amazing. You went to Canada this vacation? Oh, is it a Canadian thing? Sounds like it's good for your heart. Did I not read Kite Run? I've never heard of Kite Runner. I don't know what it is. Poutine is delicious. Everybody loves poutine. I don't really like Empire, though. Oh, you're killing me. You guys are killing me with the Empire. Han Solo is a genius. Harrison Ford gives the performance of his life in Empire Strikes. Oh my gosh, I can't handle this conversation. It's really tough for me to listen to this. I'm telling you, we had a survey with me and all my best friends, and we still talk. We grew up together. We went to high school together anyway. We all voted, 7 of us. We all voted. We ranked the Star Wars movies, all 7 of us. Every single one of all the rankings were different. We all chose different movies from 2 down through 11. Number 1, the same across the board, Empire Strikes Back. It's got to be a generational thing, guys. My generation, Empire Strikes Back is the pinnacle of Star Wars filmmaking. For me, it's the pinnacle of filmmaking, but yeah, the absolute height of Harrison Ford's career, right when he made Raiders of the Lost Ark. I mean, just unbelievable stuff. You don't really like him? Okay, Poutine is from Quebec. Poutine! Is it Poutine from Quebec? Cool, man. I'll get up to Canada someday. My wife and I will do some traveling down the road. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not gonna actually stop bagging on the prequels. It's fine. At the end of the day, both ways are amazing. Everything Star Wars related is good, except for the sequels and the Martell Sisters Clone Wars. Martell Sisters Clone Wars. I don't know what that is. Is that the one that Obi-Wan falls in love with? If I was in a poll in your generation on best Star Wars movie, it would be outvoted. I don't think it'd be that bad. My son ranks Empire as the best movie. He's 24. He'll never date till senior year. I mean, don't put artificial barriers in. That's kind of like an arbitrary senior year, I'm going to start dating. Just, you never know. You meet somebody, it's the right situation. It's allow stuff to happen as long as your parents are okay with you dating. Back to the gay talk. Was it back to the gay talk? Now, Ford, thick and nuggets, that you had an interesting. You mentioned one time that you weren't gay, but you'd be okay with, if it's the right guy, you could give it a whirl. I think you mentioned that one time, right? Someone want to be your ally. Anybody want to be Kenny's ally? Look me up, Kenny. You should be able to find my ally code in a number of videos if you want to look me up. You didn't hit puberty till your freshman year of high school. Well, you're 3 years ahead of me, buddy. I was a late bloomer, and I'm still I'm 5'3", and I'm a little bit heavy right now. I'm at like 150, 148, 149, 150. I'm heavy. I'm like 10 pounds heavy, so I'm just a little guy. There's no getting around it. You didn't hit puberty till your freshman year of college. Everybody teased you. Imagine going 2.5 more years of that. Imagine being 15. Imagine your 15th birthday is coming up, and your sisters keep asking you for phone numbers of your friends, and you know that they're planning a surprise party for you. What is Morgan's phone number? Why do you need Morgan's phone number? Well, just in case we need to. Okay, here's his phone number. So you know that they're planning a party, and then one day on a Saturday, your sisters tell you you're going to the pool with your buddy Cosmo. I'm like, I wasn't planning on going to the pool today. Nope, you're going to the pool. You're going. He called. You're going to the pool. I'm like, okay, this is the day. The party's today. So you go to the pool with your buddy Cosmo. You do whatever. We swam or played tennis, foosball, whatever we did that day. I come home. Nothing's there. We had a finished basement, by the way. I'm like, I know that these people are here somewhere, but I don't know where. You go up to your bedroom. You're going to change out of your pool clothes. You're 15 years old, and you have not hit puberty yet. No puberty. You're turning 15. You've always known that your door doesn't quite lock. Like the little knob thing on your door that goes in and goes into the hole doesn't quite fit in the hole, so your door never actually completely shuts and locks. But you know you've got to change clothes, and you're gonna put on your white short shorts, your white button-down shirt, your white boat shoes. You're looking cool, man. You are planning to look cool. Just imagine this. So you close the door, you lock it, you're changing clothes, and just as you get your underwear off and you're in your full birthday suit at 15 years old with not a hair on your body, all of your friends burst through the door and scream surprise and see everything that you've got and everything that you don't got. You cover up and hit the ground, and they laugh until the cows come home. And you get dressed and you go downstairs and everybody's in the basement and you hang out you have a great time with your friends, and they still tell the story however many years later. It's one of their favorite stories. Imagine that life. There's my puberty story, or my non-puberty story. Let's see here. You think Jedi's the best, the original trilogy? Yeah, a lot of people like Jedi a lot. Return of the Jedi. The Luke Vader stuff is some of your favorite. I think that the Luke Vader stuff has grown over time. At the time, that ended the movies. Like, it was over. And I don't think we really realized the importance of Luke, throwing away and not fighting. He won by not fighting. His virtue saved his father. I don't think I was a kid, I didn't really put all that together at the time. I think over time that's really grown on me as I have kids. And I deal with my father over time, and over time that really grew on me and has become more and more important. And I think the Star Wars community today really realizes the importance of that moment. But at the time it was a cool movie. So yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, keep hitting that finish button. You hit puberty when you were 10. Wow. So you're 6'3" and wore a size 13 shoe in middle school. And my friend wore a size 13. We were always like, your feet are huge. You know what they say about big feet? Big shoes. Yeah, I can see that, Andrzani. You know, I say a lot that, you know, I'm a short guy, pretty 5'3", but when I meet a really tall guy, you know, I used to work for a really tall guy. He was like 6'7", 6'8", and we got along really well. And I remember saying to him one time, you know, I know you're really tall and I'm really short, but we have a lot in common in that, you know, when we're walking down the street, the first thing people notice about us is our size. If you're really tall, 6'3" is tall, maybe not really tall, but tall. If you're like 6'7", 6'8", 6'10", the first thing people notice about you is your size. Hey, you play basketball? Hey, blah, blah. That's the first thing they notice. So their immediate first impression is, whoa, you're tall. And with me, a lot of times, immediate first impression is, whoa, you're short, you know? And I think that gives me a lot in common with a really tall person. Someone to the extreme of being tall, so yeah. That's definitely very early. I don't think we got any mods here right now, no. That is really... Oh, what happened? You were hung up on the same girl all throughout high school, and in hindsight, I was dumb because I had the opportunity with other girls. Yeah, there was one girl who was friends with my entire friend group, and one guy dated her for a while, one guy made out with her, you know, they were friends with benefits. One guy had a massive crush on her, and he would like leave our group to hang out with her at lunch and stuff. I always had a crush on her, but you know, I never talked about it. And then one of my friends was friends with her and didn't have feelings for her, and then my final friend hated her guts because of how she divided the group up. So, you know, it is what it is. It is going to be juicy shard store currency. It is. But I'm only going to do this one. We'll have to come back and do the other account later and do some more dad talk. It's just that Yoda is my favorite Star Wars character of all time, and he was so awesome. In the originals, he was just an old man who teaches. Now you understand why. Yeah, well, Sidious just sucked the life out of him. Palpatine just sucked the life right out of him, man. He was already old, and you get into a battle like that, and you fall, you know, however many hundreds of feet. He was done. He was just done, and then just started aging fast. Age hits you in a weird way. It comes fast when it comes. Remember you learned about that in cinema studies, and Psycho broke that. What? It's about Psycho the movie? Psycho broke what? What were we talking about? Psycho was the first horror movie with like a shower scene. Oh, Psycho broke the fact that you couldn't have two people sleeping in the same bed. Yeah, because now we're looking at a woman in the shower. She wasn't nude, but that was the most skin anybody had ever seen in the movie, and she was getting murdered. It was graphic violence. It was nudity. It was scary. It was creepy. What a great movie. Historical, great movie. Mark Hamill's better as Joker. I didn't believe I was calling him a Batman. I don't know how to respond to that 30 player. I mean, I love Mark Hamill. Don't get me wrong. I love Mark Hamill as a Joker. But, I mean, he's Luke Skywalker. I love Mark Hamill as a Joker. So. But he's Luke Skywalker. Originals are really good, but I think that Revenge of the Sith is the best Star Wars. There you go. Rogue One is a great film. Rod Dunsman, man! How you doing, buddy? Good to see ya. Trilogy 4, 5, 6 all the way. There you go, Quint. There you go, buddy. Thanks for playing. 4, 5, 6, thanks for playing. Go away. What story scares you? Psycho? Why would you need it? Oh, the story about me being 15 again. Why would you need to choose if you like guys or girls? I mean, you don't have to. I don't think you are choosing. I think you just have those feelings available to you, and you know, they're just kind of built into you. So I'm just not attracted to guys. I can't. It's, you know, everybody's got their thing, and I know that. You know, we've got Andrzani on here who's not attracted to girls. So just how you're built as a human. Why haven't they made a sim on Bronzium? That's a really good question. I've wondered that for a long time. There must be some kind of engagement that people get from bronziums that keeps people in the game. They have to have done some. I guarantee they've got metrics on it that show that the more people do bronziums, the more engaged they are with the game, and the more likely they are to spend some money. That's the only thing I can think of. You would die of embarrassment? I mean, I was embarrassed, but I've been embarrassed before. I'll be embarrassed again. You know, what are you gonna do? They're my best friends. I wasn't gonna, guys that are friends, especially when they're younger, even now, we tear each other up, dude. We just tear each other up, and it's kind of how it's kind of it's evolutionary. It's just how guys kind of relate to each other. So, how do you live after that? I don't know. I managed. You love 1 to 6. Everything else isn't the same. Feels like another Hollywood films. What about now, Jake? What about Jake Tokarczyk? What about Mandalorian though? What do you think about Mandalorian or Clone Wars? What do you think about Clone Wars and Mandalorian? Psycho is terrifying. Not sure if I watched Invincible. I did not watch Invincible, but I've read like the two of the graphic novels, so I know the story. It's a great story. Kirkman's a really good author, just a really good writer. Writes great stuff. As a freshman in high school, I know there are house parties going on, but I'm kind of not invited. So I remember that feeling. Lord Salacious. I know exactly what you're feeling. But then when I did finally get to a party and everybody's drinking, I didn't want to drink. I was not interested. And I just kind of wandered around feeling uncomfortable. It was not my crowd. You know, that crowd that goes to parties and is drinking and hanging out and listening to loud music and yelling at each other and making out. It's just not my crowd, and it never has been. And I see them now, you know, they have Facebook groups and they post a picture from when they had this big party, and they're like, yes, wasn't this fun? And they're like, let's go to the reunion, and I just don't care. All my best friends from high school are still my best friends, and I still talk to them. I don't need the rest of this stuff. So if it's not you, it's okay. You don't have to be the party guy. Not required and not important, and you don't need it. Make great friends. I've said that a long time. I went to school in a smaller town than a lot of my friends are like, how are you going to go to school there? There's nothing to do. And it's like, and I remember saying, I was 18 years old. I'm like, if I have friends, it doesn't really matter. And I did. I had great friends where I went to college, and we had a great time. If you have friends and or family, you can be happy anywhere you are. So just enjoy that. I love The Boys. The Boys is great. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. I'm looking forward to the next season. Love The Boys. Great show. By the way, I've had a crush on Elizabeth Shue for quite some time. And hey, Cow Clash, how you doing? Your second Gear 13 was Nest. Was that a good choice? Absolutely. If you're looking, you should watch. I got a video out there of Nest soloing Mon Mothma. But if you have a Relic Nest and she's your second Gear 13, you're going to be playing other characters. They're going to be putting out teams that are like Gear 9, 10, 11. She can solo all of those. Just put her out there and get her a bunch of tenacity and crit damage. Put that on Nest. Get her Zetas. Let her just solo those puppies. Get them out there. Go watch I got a few Nest videos out there. Yeah, good call, Cal. Have I watched it? I love The Boys. I've had a crush on Elizabeth Shue ever since Karate Kid, I guess, right? Karate Kid, Adventures in Babysitting. Oh, she was so hot. She's top 5 for me, still. Karate Kid, Adventures in Babysitting, Back to the Future 2 and 3, Cocktail. Oh, Elizabeth Shue, baby. Elizabeth Shue. You know, there's a small town in Missouri called, it's not Little Rock. What's it called? Black Rock, Missouri. And they've got a small, they have an actual Lyceum community theater there where they actually go to Chicago, New York, and they audition people to come spend the summer at that, or spend like months at that theater doing shows. It's amazing. Out in the middle of Missouri, like middle of nowhere. It's like an hour plus away from Columbia, which is where the University of Missouri is. It's out in the middle of rural Missouri. It's a town of like 100 people or less. And from what I understand, Elizabeth Shue and her husband own a home in that town. and she comes into town every now and then and goes to shows at the Lyceum Theater there. So when we went there, like 3 years ago with some friends, I just kept looking around hoping to see Elizabeth Shue. She's always been up there for me, so. Let's see. Yeah, what was your other relic there, Kyle Clash? That's a good question. Rogue One's amazing. It's a great story. Great story. Mando is... I love Mando. You're not going to get me away from it. I remember watching Mando the first episode, and when Grogu shows up at the end of it, it's this stunning, amazing, beautiful, gorgeous, awesome Star Wars twist moment. Just awesome. And then Baby Yoda immediately became an international sensation overnight. So, Clone Wars' your favorite Star Wars content ever. Is so good. The ending was... I agree. The last 3 to 4 episodes of Clone Wars is just an awesome movie. It's just a movie, and it's amazing. It's amazing, amazing. They're weaving it in there with Revenge of the Sith. So good. It is so good. I agree with that. Your friend group got invited, but you didn't. Whatever. I mean, I had friends. My friends went to parties. We had a group of 6 guys. 3 of us weren't really drinkers. Three of the guys liked to party and go drink and hang out, so they would morph that crowd. We had a couple soccer players, a couple of golfers, the valedictorian and salutatorian in the class were in my friend group. So, it's kind of smart. I'm a smart guy, huh? Smart guy. I'm on the lower edge of being smart. I'm smart, but scholarly lazy. I'm not a scholastic guy. So, they went to parties and stuff. Don't worry about it. Just be yourself. Be your thing. Do what makes you happy. Don't get yourself in trouble. You can get a lot of trouble going to parties like that and drinking, and you can get yourself in a lot of trouble, man. So just be yourself. Be happy. That's my advice. Rogan was so good. Yeah, okay. Vader. First, yeah. Vader is really important for that first rock. Now, Cal, are you going for a specific farm? Like, what do you should have a goal in mind, like General Anakin Skywalker or a galactic legend. What's your goal? What are you trying to go for? You don't want to just farm characters willy-nilly, because it might work for you early, but then you eventually fall behind. I mean, unless that's what you want. If you really want to do that, then go for it, Andrzani, I'm the same way. I did not have friends, maybe I wouldn't say till high school. Hang on. Where are we here? Okay. So, my best friend, Cosmo, and I met... We became best friends in 6th grade. So that was, middle school. And then that other group of friends I'm talking about, the other 5 guys, we didn't really become great friends until high school. And we are still great. We try to get together once a year. We take a trip. We all play games. That's been a recent development as our kids have grown up. So, yeah, I don't really have a team to build around Ness. You can put her on defense, too. She could be a killer team on defense in Grand Arena against the right roster. But I would use her in offense just to solo somebody. Hope they take Homelander off the back burner. I feel like he took a back seat in season 2. Really? Maybe I have to watch it again. I did not feel like that. But, Mando's good, but after watching in the Book of Boba Fett, I just don't know. It feels like it's heading toward the sequels. I liked Boba Fett Episode 5 with Mando. I didn't love it. I really loved the Luke episode. That was a great episode. That was great. And then, yeah, the Grogu at the end, it didn't really feel like it was very unique. So, obviously, they're just getting them back together, and that's the primary goal. It's weird that the primary goal of Boba Fett was to get Mando and Grogu back together. It's just weird. What a weird show. All the backstory about the Force is so weird, like the father-brother stuff. The father-brother stuff. Father-brother-sister stuff? In Mando? Are you talking about the original trilogy? Father, brother, sister was so important. I can't even... Oh, come on, man. You're killing me. Soloing is more fun with... have I watched Cobra Kai? I watched parts of Cobra Kai. I watched the beginning of it. At this point, with how busy I am, I work all day and I come and do this all night. A show has really got to hook me for me to watch it. I still watch... My wife and I still watch Friends all the time, and I still watch The Office on replay all the time. So, Breaking Bad, I need to watch Breaking Bad again. Oh, it's the best show ever created. See ya, Thicken. I actually had a friend from college. I mentioned I was a theater major, and one of the theater majors at college has continued over the years. He works a real job, but he also continues to get acting gigs on the side. So he actually is in an episode of Cobra Kai. He's the African American guy around the pool. When they're around the pool talking, I think it's season 2, and he's one of Daniel's friends. He's the African American guy. I think he's wearing like an aqua colored shirt. He showed up in a bunch. He's been in a bunch. He was in Home Alone 3 as a small part there, and he had a part in he's got a bunch of extra parts, and I think he's about to have a little run here as a recurring regular, not a major part, but a recurring regular on one of those hospital shows. I can't remember his name. So yeah, really happy for him. Yeah, last episode of Clone Wars is amazeballs. Janet Revan is your first relic. Never took your Darth Revan. Oh, that's a shame. The first Mando episode is perfect Star Wars. It's perfect Star Wars, yes. You had really good friends in elementary school. Then you got into all sorts of different classes. You stopped. Yeah, I think that's a common thing. I think that's very common. Salacious, even friends that you have throughout your life, for the rest of your life, you'll make friends with somebody, and then your lives will take you on different paths, or you'll discover maybe you thought you were really close, but you have some different interests that don't quite intervene. That's gonna happen the rest of your life. So I'm fortunate to have one best friend who's been my best friend since 6th grade, and 3 or 4 other really good friends that I can reach out to. We live in all sorts of different places now, but I could reach out to them at any time of day and call them, and we could have a conversation and talk about serious stuff if I needed to. So I'm fortunate to have that group. That was all my high school guys. Hey Mick, what's up? Go for Sith Eternal. You need your nest for Grand Arena. That's a good call. So yeah, so now get back on your Sith Eternal. Nest is a good little side farm for Sith Eternal. I like that because you can't really diverge and go get Malik, and you can't get gas along the way. So yeah, I like that. I really like Nest. I think she's a great character. You could probably put her on defense as a stopper against the right opponent, or just take her out there and solo somebody really easily. She'll get you lots of solo wins and extra banners. If you get a cheater in your last round of GAC, what happened? Father, brother, sisters in the Clone Wars. You talk about those girls again, or whatever? You like Better Call Saul more than Breaking Bad? I don't know how to respond to that. When I watched Breaking Bad, I was right in the throes of being 40 years old, midlife, realizing that a lot of the dreams I had as a younger man weren't going to quite come true, and I had to rethink and turn off a little bit of the dreamer in me and figure out what I was. It hit me so hard. Everything that he went through, except knowing he was dying, of course. The things that he did in his life where he just said, screw it, I'm going to be this guy that I always wanted to be, except unfortunately I'm in a situation where I got to get the money fast. And I'm not bowing. I'm done giving in. I'm done being the nice guy. He was done with that, and he was done and done and done. And at the time, man, I related to that so much. And I think it actually impacted my life, and I didn't turn into a jerk or anything. But I definitely grew a thicker skin, realizing that, hey, you know what? You don't get to do all the things you want to do in life. You just don't. You can't do all the things you want to do in life. So if you really want to do something, that's why I'm here, guy. That's why I'm here. When I started doing this channel, I'd been thinking about it for a long time and kind of dipping my toe in the pool, and I was like, this is it. Let's go. The kids are older now. I got an opportunity. I got some time. I'm stop letting people talk me out of it. I'm just going to go, and I'm going to try to be successful on YouTube. Here I am. I'm not killing it yet. Not yet. Wait for Skywalker Saga and Hunters to come out. We're going to start getting some viewers on this channel. It's going to be awesome. Not that you guys aren't important. Whoa. You guys are amazing. We're just at the beginning of something really special on the channel. Just FYI. Middle school is an awful experience. High school is a lot better being... I agree with that. That's very similar to me, Androzani. Middle school, with me being as small as I was and having crushes on girls and asking girls out and all of them saying no. High school was a much better experience. I got my friends and I knew who they were and I got a job eventually and got a car, made the golf team, played golf. I had a better community in high school. Middle school was tough. You're going for set the turtle, you need nest for your... Yeah, I like that. He started being really popular. Yeah, don't worry about it. Popular is not important. I'm not just whistling Dixie. Don't just be yourself, dude. Most friends begin and end in chapters. At the time, it seems impossible to imagine anything other than the present. In fact, very few true... Quint, that's a perfect observation. You should write a book about that. That is perfect. Cherish those that stick with you. That is a perfect observation, Quint. Brilliant. I think you're right. And it's like, you have personal friends, you have your family, you have work friends. I think that work friends and internet friends are very similar. They're people that are there for certain, like you say, chapters of your life. And then you're really good friends and you get along, and then all of a sudden so-and-so gets a new job, so-and-so quits a game and goes to play a new game, so-and-so doesn't talk to you on the internet just because they're busy, and you just move on with your life, and you don't have any bad feelings, and every now and then you hook up and say, hey, how's it going? I'm doing great, good. Everything good? Yeah, great. And you're happy for them, and then you just keep moving forward. We just keep moving forward. That was brilliant advice, Quint. If anybody wants to get advice from the stream, look at what Quint just said. Pull up the chat and look at what Quint just said. It's good stuff. Hey, if you haven't liked or subscribed here, where's I don't have these, I need to add some more guys here. Do it. Do it now. I'll be back. He got auto-deploy on defense. He had only a few G11s, mostly G10s left for attack, and killed 2 relics and 1 G12 team. And your malevolence... Yeah, that sounds like a cheater. Mick, and it's not even worth reporting because they're not going to do anything about it. You just got to move on. It's unfortunate that exists. You have one friend who's been friends with kindergarten, another friend from 2nd grade, other friends from junior high, most of your other friends from high school. Yeah. Came and went. Yeah. Everybody's different. We've all got different... I remember I went out to college and my English teacher, she was a great teacher and a good mentor in high school. She was like, the best friends you're going to make, the friends from high school will fade, and college friends will be the best friends you ever make. And it's been the opposite. Friends from high school have been the ones that have stuck with me over time, and my college friends, I see a lot of them on Facebook. When I get on them, I don't get on there that often anymore, but, we're not super close anymore, but, yeah. Different for everybody. Different experience for everybody. You have Han Solo, CLS, Chewbacca, 3PO, Chewie, but you don't have C-3PO. Who should you use instead? R2, Old Ben, Biggs. If you got Biggs geared up, just put another Rebel in there that's geared up. You should have R2, so just use R2. Trying out for the tennis team. Go for it. See how Breaking Bad was a better show for you? Just the thought of being a crooked lawyer is pretty cool. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, Saul is a great character, so. 0-3 and Gak. It's, the matchmaking, I don't know if it's unfair. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me that I can play really, really well, and then I get to a certain level and just get stomped by somebody that's like 2 or 3 times the size of my... It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't... It really... It equalizes out that we're both playing at the same skill level, I guess, but it just doesn't feel right when you're doing it. And so I'm going into my new strategy. I'm gonna lose 2 and win 2, lose 2 and win 2. In rounds I'm talking about. I'm just gonna go 0-3, 1-2, 0-3, drop down, then I'm gonna go 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. The crystals will be the same at the end of the day, and there'll be a lot less stress on me. Good friends are better than family. I've had to cut off some awful people in my family. Friends you choose to be with around. I guess it depends on the family, yeah? I mean, some of your... It just really depends on your family. But I hear you. I know exactly what you're saying. There are family members that you have to be around no matter what. And you can't get past them. And you really look at them and go, man, this is not a person I would be friends with in real life, but they're my family. Not talking about my siblings or my mom. Actually, my siblings and my mom and we get along really well. I'm pretty fortunate there too. You know, my dad passed away and there was zero, went through his stuff, no fighting over his stuff, no arguments about anything. None of that. So I get along really well with my siblings. All right, Adam, see ya. I need to go to bed too. This is taking forever. I'm definitely not going to 1 million. This is gonna be 500,000. Holy cow. I'll have to save the other account for later, but this is gonna be a lot of stuff, dude. Jake, I don't agree with the skill level system. It should be based on GP and GL count. Well, GP was how it was before, and you were stuck in a certain, you were going for Kyber instead of being placed in Kyber. I tend to agree, Jake. I think it could be both. I don't know why you couldn't have it skill level based and also GP and GL count based. I don't know why you couldn't do both. But they don't. So, and since the system is so new and they probably took a lot of time to develop it, I'd imagine we got at least another year of this before they make any major changes. So, just, you're going to have to deal with it. It is what it is. So, I don't know, if you guys watch my video, I'm just going to take the road less traveled and I'm going to chill out. My voice, she's going. 2 hours and 15 minutes and I've gotten through 373,000. I think I still got like 45 minutes left here. Well, yeah, they moved all the crystals from Squad Arena to the new system, and the crystals are better now than they were back in Squad Arena days. There's more of an opportunity for people with their rosters to get crystals with the new setup. I agree with that 100%, wholeheartedly. Yeah. But I also agree that the old system of you start off in Bronzium and work your way up to the end of the season, you're trying to get Kyber. I like that system better too, so we'll see. How did I get all these game thingies to So, Quint, as you play Galaxy of Heroes, and you do the daily missions, you play nodes. So, and I'm not gonna show you, man. I gotta get this done. Sorry, but you can see me in my streams. You play nodes. So you go play normal node 1, normal node 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, normal node 2, hard node 3. Like that. And every node you play, every time you go and you play a node, or you farm a character, or you go get mods, or you farm ships, you earn ally points for every single time you do that. And you can spend them throughout time. So when you get up to, you can spend them as soon as you get them, or you can save them up over time and do them all at once. So I've been saving these for about 2 months, somewhere in that range. Just like I really had eyed doing exactly what I'm doing now, coming on a stream, talking about life, and opening up all these Bronziums. That was what was going on. So, what is tomorrow's stream? The Lego Star Wars Complete Saga Episode 4: A New Hope. That's tomorrow's stream. Bill Tran, what's up, buddy? How you doing? My voice is going, guys. I need some water or something. I can't leave though. I'm dialed in. I gotta finish this. Oh. So the goal of this, Quint, is it kind of releases rewards like these gear pieces or character shards. It releases them in a slow flow to you over time. Constantine, how you doing? I get it wrong every time, buddy. Quick. Constantinos Anabopoulos. But you are Kostaslos, yes. It's like 200,000 and got 25k shard shop currency. I think I've got way more than that. It'll be really interesting to see how much I get out of this. I mean, well, I've opened up more too, so. Any mods on? Anybody here over in Ukraine or Eastern Europe right now? It's kind of the middle of the night over there, but scary stuff, dude. Scary stuff. He's become very concerned, you know. Putin's got his eyes on Ukraine. And where does he go from there, right? Does he just stick with that? I don't know. Just not great stuff. Not good things happening. Never played this game. Oh, well, here you go. This is not what the game looks like. I got plenty of other videos that'll show you the entertainment portion of this game. This is the grind. I saved these on purpose to do this stream, too. So I did this on purpose, so. Thought the developer said, no. Well, you get loot crates from time to time as compensation, like when stuff goes wrong with the game. But no, if you do all of your daily missions, you get somewhere around 8,000 of these a day. So I saved up for 2 months, 60 days, 8,000. I had 500,000, and I'm just doing it all at one time. So, but you can definitely open them up, you know, all of them as soon as you get them, and you end up with the same rewards over time. It's just this way you get to kind of see it all unfold right before your eyes, and it's pretty cool. Is there a, let me think if there's anything similar in Castaways. I'm not thinking of it. Like you don't go out and get free crates every day that have stuff in them. There's really nothing similar in there. But it would be like if you did your daily missions in Castaways, and in addition to getting stars, you got like a small crate that had stuff in it. And, you know, very limited stuff, but you could open it and see what's in there. And instead of opening it all at, you know, right when I got it, I saved it up over a couple months and opened them all at once, like that. Of course he does. You're back. We're actually going to be here for, yes, Dom, we are going to be here for 1 billion years, yes. I'm only doing this one. I can't do 1 million. I would bet I'd be here till 1:30 or 2 in the morning if I did the next one, too. So I'm going to have to do a second stream to open the rest. I'm getting tired. Let's change up the music a little bit. How about that? She's got 100 stars in Castaways, but nothing for you to get 100 stars. Well, you know, what you do in there is it's the journey through the story mode. So if you go into the, I'm going to call it the library. It's not, what's the building behind, oh, I'm tired. What's her name? The main droid. I can see her. Anyway, go back there. There's some really... You're collecting... What you're collecting is, like, parts of the original trilogy back in the data repository or whatever. And you go back there and you can view those and see where you are on the journey. I'm close to 300 stars in the game. And there's really, unfortunately, nothing left for me to do other than going to get stars every day. I know they're working on it. I know there's updates coming, but they're just not out yet, so... Do I get airline miles? No. But I'll tell you what, we built up enough airline miles on our credit card. We use that for our spending now. I don't think we're ever going to pay for another airline ticket again, which is kind of nice. Speaking of Ukrainians, happy you evacuated the embassy sooner than in Afghanistan. You were there in August and then, ooh. Were you in the military? Yeah, that should have been done way sooner. Way sooner. Well, I'm glad you're still here with us, Costas Los. That's, yeah. Tutor, thank you. The Codex in the Observatory. Thank you, guys. I'm done. My brain's done. I'm just done. I still have 100,000 to go. Never understood the campaign thing for Castaways. Can you play those missions? What? I don't know what you're asking. Guys, I'm almost under 100,000. Here it comes. One more. 99,000. You're in the Marines. My son's best friend was in the Army. He was medical. And he was stationed, I believe, in Syria or Iraq. I can't remember which one for the last year. And now he's back. And yeah, you know, we just bring him home, man. Bring him home. I just hate this constant, always involved in some military conflict somewhere. It's exhausting. Hate seeing our young men in places, even our older men. So this game's been out since December 2015, or end of November 2015. So yeah, it's been out for a while. What are the missions supposed to be in the Codex Archive? There's no missions there. You're just collecting those codexes. So the missions you're running are the missions you're doing every day. You go around and do stuff. The codexes are what you're collecting. So you collect the picture of Han and Luke in the Stormtrooper outfits. You collect the picture of the Tantive 4 going up into the Star Destroyer. You know, on through, all the way through the Ewoks and everything at the end. So it's all the stuff from A New Hope through Return of the Jedi that you're collecting. Those are the codexes. The archive. No, they're not playable. You just open them up and look at them. They're really cool pictures. I mean, they're really well done pictures. One thing about that game that's really cool is that everything on there is built from Legos. So I think there's just a few things that aren't, but if you look at the ground and the trees and the buildings and all the ships, they actually built those electronically from Legos. And it's the same way in Skywalker Saga too, which I cannot wait for Skywalker Saga, guys. I cannot wait. I've not been saving. This is about 2 months worth. I was talking earlier that I did some math earlier. I've probably opened at least 70,000 of these. 70,000 since the game came out. Because somebody was asking, hey, you going to get any Carbantis out of this? Because Carbantis are the one thing that you constantly need in this game all the time. And I've only gotten 4 of them ever out of these. The complete Carbanti, the full thing. I've gotten the single ones every now and then, but I've only got like 4 of them ever. 4, and I did the calculation, that was like half of a percent. 4 out of 70,000. There you go. Quint is a dev on the game there, Salacious. There's a narrative storyline that you can finish. Everything after that's quests, upgrading, and vanity. Yeah, the vanity gear, the skins is what you're really playing the game for at the end of the day. Castaway is kind of a boring game. So I do. There's a level of it that, you know, they built it to be kid friendly, and which is great. As a result, for people that are adults or older, you know, you don't really have a lot of the competitive aspect, and the game still has a lot of growth to build into it. So I think over time it'll continue to build growth, and you'll see that there'll be a lot more to do in the game over time. But I know that they're actively developing it constantly. They're working on updates that may be out in another month or so, and then they're going to have, once they get that next update out, then they're going to have more consistent updates on the game that are coming out. So that's a crazy level. When you go into like the Jabba's Palace map and walk around and think about that, it's all built with Legos. Unbelievable, dude. If you save these from 2015, that'd be like tens of millions. Yeah, that'd be a lot. Imagine being paid to create Lego environment. Well, I mean, it can't be easy. Stay tuned, Salacious. We're making it better. Yeah, there you go. See? As I'm talking about. I think Castaways has a very high ceiling. I think they've kind of started off. It's a beautiful game, right? I mean, just the graphics of it and the play of it. This cat would be so mad. He hates when I talk about graphics and game design. But, you know, it's just really built really beautifully for a Lego game. And I think that the ceiling for the game is really high down the road. Oh, there she is, Barris. I'm going to have a lot of shard in the shard shop, guys. So, you know, there's just so many different things you can do with it over time. And of course, you're going to be building in the codexes for the prequels, the codexes for the sequels, while also probably putting in a lot more content, those big double doors down on the beach that you got to go through. That's at a minimum, and there's got to be a lot more stuff coming in the game. So I'm looking forward to it over time to see how, when the game develops and whatever, it all comes out in it. It should be a lot of fun. But for me as a creator, it doesn't really, Castaways doesn't give me a lot of opportunities to make a lot of different content, because it is a lot of repetitive action. You know, you do a lot of go in there, play, do the same. I go in and get my stars most days, but there's not a lot to figure out, not a lot of puzzles. What the game could really use, Quint, is some puzzle type stuff that makes you work for what you got to find, not stuff that makes you work just doing it over and over again until it works, but stuff that you got to go out, find things, and then like figure out how it works. How does this work? What buttons do I have to push, and how do I have to collect 5 things so I can get them to this button and then twist the button to the right place, then go get 2 more things. They got to be the perfect right thing to fit it. You know, how do I do that? How do I build my own ship? Or how do I build my own set? You know, that's what I think the game needs, is puzzle type stuff. That's what I really think it needs. You look at a game that's been in Apple Arcade for a long time and is always at the top. Not the Yeti. What is he? He's the what's that game? You know what I'm talking about. That Yeti game at the top. That game has a lot of different puzzles and things you got to figure out, different ways to get through the map that you have to put together and solve, and it's still kid-friendly at the same time. So that's what I think the game needs, a lot more puzzle-type stuff. How many shard shops will I have? I'm going to say it's at least 50,000. I don't know. I'm probably overshooting. I'm doubting that Quint can say a lot about what's coming in the game. I need to stand up again, guys. I can't sit down this long. No, it's not Animal Crossing. Sneaky Sasquatch. That's what it's called, Sneaky Sasquatch. I don't think Animal Crossing is in Apple Arcade, is it? That's a Switch game. Look at that stretch. This is, it's been a great conversation, guys. Really enjoyed the conversation. I don't know about the content here. At this point, everybody's just hanging on to see how much currency I get in the shard shop. There's another Ahsoka, that's 50 Ahsoka shards. So if you think about that, if you get like 25 a month, yeah, it would take you. Yeah, you might need to farm Ahsoka. Maybe you don't, depending on what you're farming. But she's got so many good early applications, and you know, if you farm the Geos and go get Padme, Ahsoka and Anakin just fit in a lot of places. So not bad guys to farm for sure. I'm exhausted. Thanks, Quint. I love it when you guys talk. I get to talk to Hal. Hal will hit me up on Discord. Those are good conversations. And, of course, Mr. Frog. It's not his full name. What's his name? Froggy? He's going all in with the French-Canadian thing. So, hey, Red, how you doing? You're what? What are you, Red? What is his name? I gotta look that up. Frog. I just gotta do something different for a minute. Snow Frog, yeah. Right? Yeah, Snow Frog. Like, you're Canadian. French Canadian, Snow Frog. Yeah. Who is the, that is Jacques. Jacques comes under our stream sometimes when we play Castaways, but he is the creative director for the game, so it's good to have you guys in the Discord talking every now and then. I don't think you pop in there, but that's fine. yeah, we have some really good conversations. It's really, I love you guys being in the community. And I'm glad we can be, you know, Star Wars fans and Lego Star Wars fans together. Excuse me. Ollie's talking to me. He's DMing me over there. If you guys aren't following free-to-play Ollie for Galaxy Heroes, get in there and follow him. He's got a lot of great advice. Maybe, not maybe, a lot of advice is even better than mine for the early stages. So, hey, Aaron, how you doing? Finally got your first Gear 13. Who was it? Who was it? Enlighten us. You really sat here and watched this for 2 hours. Oh my goodness. This might be part 2 of the ASMR. I don't know. What am I at here? 70,000? 66. Oh, we're getting there, buddy. We're getting there. Kylo Ren on Mass. That's a great first relic. Aaron, I love that guy. That guy. Are you level 85? See, you gotta be level 85. You got him relic. I mean, that guy will change your Grand Arena in a hurry. He is a major difference maker, especially with his lead Zeta. Oh, so special. Yeah, I can't really say. I promise it'll be interesting. Don't worry. You're sure Star Wars data. Oh, yeah. Every time that game updates, I'm going to be covering it. And if stuff comes out where, you know, we get things that would require, like, a little bit of, you know, effort and puzzles. I love that as a content creator. Like, if I can go out there and say, hey, can't figure out how to do the double door puzzle? Let's do it together. And then we go through it and do a stream where we figure it out. I think that would be great content to have. Just that right now, you know, playing my 5,000th Observatory Holosim, you know, people, they know what they're doing and they don't really have to, you know, get around it. I wonder if there's a way to, maybe I need to go in and learn how to be successful in the Hippodrome and then put that out, maybe. I don't know. Do I have a favorite Star Wars YouTuber? Well, in this game, Arnold, you know, Arnold T101 is the YouTuber for this game, for Galaxy of Heroes. And he's pretty much, if you play this game, you enjoy watching Arnold. He's really entertaining. He does a great job. He's committed to the community. He just does a good job. And I enjoy Star Wars theory. I'm not a guy that's huge into. I'm an older guy. I'm your dad, right? So I'm not as big as the younger generation is into, like, this is canon. This is not. Let's talk about what really motivated Luke Skywalker in the Battle of Yavin, and it's different than you're thinking. You know, I kind of like to just watch the movies and enjoy the movies, or watch the show and enjoy the show, and take it as it comes to me. I don't really need to dig super deep and you know, find out all the extra stuff that I think the younger generation likes to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. It just doesn't really fit me, per se, is what I'm saying. So I like Star Wars theory. Just sometimes it gets a little bit deeper than I'm interested in getting. Other than that, you know, there's some really awful ones, like Mike Zero is. I just think that channel is garbage, and I don't get why people watch it. I just really don't. I've never understood the idea of just a bunch of clickbaity titles and thumbs that have very little to do with the content of the video, and are just, in a lot of cases, just flat out lies. It just looks like it's just a flat out lie, like, you know, Kathleen Kennedy, you know, destroy Daisy Ridley with this one comment, and you get in and it's like, no, that's not even a thing. You're just lying to get viewers, and I don't really relate to that at all. So I would say general Star Wars. I like Star Wars theory. You know what I like Lego wise? Lego Danny Bob is great. She's she's new. She's been on the streams a couple times for Castaways. Go watch Lego Danny Bob. She's doing some really good Lego builds early on. She does a few non-Star Wars stuff, but mostly Star Wars Lego builds. And she does some creative. She makes her own things and everything. So go check out Lego Danny Bob. Hey Flash, how you doing? What's going on? I think it's a long time no see, isn't it? Or am I missing something? There you go, Quint. Thanks, buddy. Jake, who's excited got Kenobi? I can't wait for the Kenobi show, dude. I'm 100%. I would say, Jake, they better not screw it up like Boba Fett. That's what I would say. They better not pull a Boba Fett with Obi-Wan. Because I personally, for the most part, I'm just sticking with Boba Fett the way I knew him before. This extra stuff is fine, but they really just kind of just... He didn't struggle one bit with just changing his entire personality, and it was too bad. It was a shame. But Zetas and Kyle's lead. There you go, Aaron. Those are two good Zetas to have, my friend. Way to go. Nice job. If Disney screws up Obi-Wan, there's going to be a revolt. I mean, how can you screw up Ewan McGregor? Well, I guess Attack of the Clones, but... I mean, he's so amazing. I love that guy. And, you know, I remember I've watched... My son's favorite movie is Trainspotting. That's such a great movie. Not for the kiddos, but just a great movie. And, you know, I watched that... I don't like Winnie the Pooh. I really dislike Winnie the Pooh. And I watched that movie with him where he's an adult. He was an adult Christopher Robin, and Pooh came back. I loved it. I just loved it. He makes me feel so good watching it. Even like a dumb movie, like a really dumb Michael Bay movie, like, what was it called? The Island. I love Ewan McGregor in that. It's a stupid movie. It's a great premise. I love the premise of that movie. Like, rich people can pay to have a clone of themselves built somewhere on and I don't know why that couldn't be possibly going on. But then it just, you know, halfway through it just turns into this Michael Bay ridiculous action fest. I mean, just ridiculous, stupid action. But I still love Ewan McGregor in it. And Scarlett Johansson's great in the movie too. They're both just really, really good. You don't know the old one think he's all sup. Who don't know the old one think he's... Yeah, right? Yeah, the whole Boba Fett thing is just a waste. Almost there, guys. If they don't bring back Mace Windu for Season 2, then I'm just done. Like, I don't even care. They don't have to have Samuel L. Jackson out there, like, having lightsaber battles. He's getting old. But they could bring him back. They could bring him back, and they could just have, like, a, you know, maybe... I don't know. Just something. You gotta have Samuel L. Jackson in that show, dude. And make Boba Fett struggle with wanting to kill people. He should have offed at least one of those stupid cyborg kids. Those guys. They were dumb. Almost there. Stay on target. The only Boba Fett you enjoyed was the Jedi one. Return of the Jedi? Well, Empire Strikes Back, Boba Fett. What if he dies? He's worth a lot to me. The Empire will make sure you are compensated for his loss. And no disintegrations. Like there was a concern that Boba Fett was just going to disintegrate Han Solo. Mando's dude does the disintegrations, dude. Yes, so Red, what I'm going to be doing on April 5th, I will be on. I'm going to get on at midnight of April 5th. I'm just going to stream episode by episode for 24 hours. I'm going to stream A New Hope. When I get done with that, I'm going to take a break for whatever. I'm going to come back. I'm going to stream Empire Strikes Back, take a break. Come back, do Return of the Jedi, take a break. Come back, do Phantom Menace, break. Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the... I'm going to stream them in that order. If I have time, I'll do the sequels. That's my plan. On that day, I'm going to stream for 24 hours with breaks in between each episode. And those videos will be available and out there. And I'm going to cover the game after that. You know, we'll do some speed runs, we'll open up some new characters, find some different things in the maps, and go exploring together. I'm going to be covering LEGO Star Wars Battles like a bantha. And no, I'm not dancing tonight. I'm not doing like a bantha tonight. So yes, absolutely, Red, 100%. So if you're not subscribed right now, everybody, you need to subscribe to make sure you get alerts when I do stuff like that. Your wife refuses to see you, and is anybody other than Mark Renton? I love Trainspotting. What a great movie. The whole toilet scene, dude. Oh, golly. Golly. Or the whole Sean Connery conversation. When they're looking at people through a rifle scope in the park. Good, you did a roster review for me last week. It was, oh, good. That's great, Flash. The Jedi episode in Boba. Oh, just with Luke and Ahsoka. Yeah, save those Zetas, baby. Oh, that's right, Red. That's no problem, buddy. So, what I was going to do originally, in December, I did a 24-hour stream, and I did it in 8 hours, and took breaks in between. And I was going to do that with Skywalker Saga, but then I was like, you know what? I want to have videos out there. I was thinking I'd have to cut out and publish a video for each episode so it's out there. But the way to do that is just stream each one. Stream A New Hope. Then there's a video out there for A New Hope that I got. I'll be like the first one. I'll be the very first person or one of the first people that'll have A New Hope out there with the entire playthrough for anybody to go watch that wants to. Then I'll have Empire Strikes Back. I'm going to be the first, I'm going to be a very early adopter to have all of these different episodes of Skywalker Saga, the playthroughs. Get them played through. That'd be the first goal. And it'll be out there for anybody to watch. So you can watch it in your own time. Jump on when you get a chance, watch it. If you can't watch the stream, watch it the next day, watch it a month later. It'll be out there forever. So I'm looking forward not only to playing the game, I can't wait to play the game. It looks so completely awesome. We're down under 30K right now. We're almost there. I'm looking forward to honestly what it can do for the channel. I think this is going to be the first. LEGO Star Wars Battles was released on Apple Arcade in September, and that was a big boon for the channel. I changed the Star Wars dad about that time. LEGO Star Wars Battles launched. It all kind of came together. Now I've got all the branding on the channel that I really want to have. It's perfect. Cyrano's done a great job with the art. And when Skywalker Saga comes out and I'm covering it, hey Flash, thanks for the sub, buddy. I'm just looking forward to really see how that impact. I think this channel and this community is going to grow gangbusters with LEGO Skywalker Saga. I really do. And then at some point this year, Hunters is going to come out. I'm going to cover that game. I'll be all over the place, guys, gaming it up. When you ordered your Zetas for C, your roster is very balanced. Loaded Zetas, purple mats, and Omegas. And when you spent them on C, your roster is poor again. Yeah, well, that's how that works. You got to have 6 Zetas for a Galactic Legend. It's expensive, dude. 24K left. We got to. Let me think about how much time this has been. So 500,000. It's going to end up being close to 3 hours. It's like an hour for 150,000 of these, something like that, or 175,000. Can you challenge other players? So yeah. So what you do? There's a game mode called Grand Arena, Quint. And you enter Grand Arena, and every week, you play 3 matches in Grand Arena, and you match up against players that are of a similar galactic power to you. And I'm a smaller YouTuber, so I think I've had once or twice where somebody actually recognized that I was a YouTuber. But I've got subscribers. I'll always tell people when I'm going to stream the Grand Arena, or if I did stream Grand Arena, I'll tell them, hey, I streamed our Grand Arena. Go check out my channel, watch it. Some of them don't care, and then some say, I'm going to go watch it, and then they subscribe to the channel and tell their friends, and I've gotten a lot of subs out of it that way too, so. Yeah, there is a player versus player mode. You don't get to pick who you play, but you do get matched up against people with similar rosters, because this game is all about building a roster. It's a gacha game with a big, giant Star Wars roster of lots of characters at different levels, gear levels, etc., etc., so. Glad Starkiller only has 2 Zetas. When he came out, I figured each Omicron would have a Zeta on it too. Well, Each Omicron does... Oh, you thought that... You have to have the Zeta to get to the Omicron, but the Omicron itself doesn't require a Zeta. I get it. Yeah, I'm gonna have Starkiller for a year. Because I'm my main account. I'm farming Jedi Master Kenobi, and when I get done with him, maybe I'll jump into those Starkiller farms or this new Cal Kestis farm that's probably going on right now. But they're Cantina farms, so to farm those characters, you have to give up on your relic mats for a while, and I'm not doing that until I get Jedi Master Kenobi unlocked. And by then, there'll be another Galactic Legend or some new type of character out that you have to farm, and, it's a never-ending cycle, which isn't a bad thing. This gel TB has a lot of potential for you. You mean Dark Side TB? Cool. Do I play First Order on defense or put him in... I put Supreme Leader Kylo on defense almost exclusively. I generally use him to block off ships because my ships aren't as good, or I want to kill them in ships. But I put Kylo on defense with TIE Fighter pilot. You take a look at one of my Grand Arenas here, and you'll see. You can watch one of my Grand Arena streams or videos. In fact, you can watch the ASMR one from yesterday. You'll see where Supreme Leader Kylo is at some point during that stream. He's generally on defense. I'm on my free-to-play account. On my main account, I usually save him for offense. I got 5 Galactic Legends on that account, and Kylo is capable of soloing like Grievous or Sith Eternal Emperor or lots of other teams. So I keep him for offense for extra banners if I get a chance to solo somebody. Where my background music come from? Yeah, so no, it's not a pack. My son writes all the music. So I have a son who's a music major, and he's graduating. He's a music composition and voice major. He's graduating in May, and he has written all of the primary music on the channel. He writes it. He wrote the theme, the dun da 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 dun 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 bing. He wrote that. So, and when I was talking to him originally about designing the music for the channel, I was like, hey, I want this old school video gamer, 80s, 90s, Nintendo games type of feel. That's why the sound is like it is. It's got that kind of like feel like you're playing on a Nintendo sound, and I like that. It fits with who I am, right? That's when my gaming period was. We're almost under 10K here. So my son writes all the music. So it's all original music. And that's why I put a copyright notice on my channel, so that if somebody out there tries to take the music and use it in something else, I should get a copyright notice. Now, if somebody wants to just, Arnold wants to just put my video and play it and tell everybody about who I am, then I don't care. You can make all the money you want off that. I'll take the free press. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. He's done an amazing job. And with the rebrand, he wrote 5 new songs for me, and I'll get new ones out of him every now and then when school's not too busy, so it is pretty awesome. His name is Gorpy. That's not his real name, but he's Gorpy on Discord, and he plays League of Legends, and yeah, so he's done. I'm really proud of him. He's really amazing. My art and graphics are done by Cyrnal. He's one of our mods. And if you watch my 24-hour stream back in December, back then I had just my face in a bunch of Star Wars characters, and I liked it okay, but it wasn't really my end goal. And I was on the 24-hour stream, and Cyrnal, during that stream, had drawn a picture of me, like a cartoon of me, in my Christmas blazer that I wore all the way through December. And he delivered it. In fact, here, I'm just going to show it to you. Let's pull it up on the screen. So Cyrnal is a Castaways guy, big time Castaways. He's got Castaways down. He's got it top to bottom. He was the first to make a map of the whole thing. He is big on Castaways. So here is the picture that I was sitting there on my 24-hour stream, and all of a sudden Cyrnal goes, "Hey Nooch, I got something for him." I'm like, "What do you got?" And he drops this picture into chat. He drops this picture into chat. And I went bonkers. I was like, holy cow, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. Christmas Nooch. And I loved this. I loved this so much. Cyril drew this. And so we got off that stream. I slept for a couple days. And then I hit him up on Discord. I'm like, hey man, this is exactly what I have been wanting for the channel for forever. And I can't draw at all, and I've not been able to find it. I didn't know where to do it. And I asked him if he was interested in doing more art for the channel and drawing, you know, doing more pictures of me and doing some stick figures. And he's like, yeah. And so we arranged, we did a little contract and everything. So he is the one that's doing all the art for the channel. I love him. If you like the art on the channel and you think it would fit something you're doing, I know he's got some extra time in his hands right now, and you can flip him some money and show it to him. So he does great work. So explosions in Ukraine. I almost cussed there. Hey Darth Ravenous, how you doing? That's no problem. Thanks for popping on. I appreciate the effort, and thanks for the support. Andrzani, that's not good. Don't get it, dude. And by all accounts, it sounds like America's not going to send our troops in there, which we honestly should not. But I don't know what Europe's going to do about it. We don't need World War III. I don't know, man. What's Cyrnol, Cirnol. He's in my Discord. He's a mod in Discord. He's a mod in here too. Here, let me show you here's his intro. When Cyrnol joins the stream, here's his intro. Since he's the artist, this is what he gets.
Well, welcome back. Glad to see you again today. I thought today would do something a little different.
And yes, he did draw that. So yeah, that's Cyrnol. Alright guys, we are 1500, we are getting to the very end here, and then we're going to go see what... I'm going to record this now. Let's go see... Well, if worldwide war breaks out, you're never safe. It doesn't matter where you are. I don't think this is that, but it certainly is not good. And there we are. We're at the end. So here's the reward, Quint. When you get all those character shards, if you don't have characters, they help you open those characters. But once you get all your characters maxed out in the game, you get to go to the shard store and you get extra. It gives you extra stuff. So I have more than the max. It's only 24,000. I thought it'd be more than that. So 24,000. Here's what you get from all that effort. So now I exchange these for this currency, this shard currency. And I use that to buy gear to level up more characters, basically. So, 24,300. I got 64 Ahsoka, 96 Barriss. That was a big Barriss. I got 2 Boba Fett hits. That was nice. There's a Biggs. 110 Clone Trooper. You really don't need to farm Clone Trooper at all. You'll get Clone Trooper within like 6 months. You don't need to farm Ewok Elder. You'll have him within 6 months. Unless you just really want to get him early enough. Ahsoka... It looks like it would take about a year for her. And these aren't exact numbers. You might get her faster, but... Barriss, you might still need to farm her. Jedi Counselor, I would never farm. Mace Windu, I actually get more of that. Magna Guard, you generally don't need to farm Magna Guard early in the game. Royal Guard, look at all those Royal Guard shards. That's 10 at a time, 10 or 2. So I hit him like 13 or 14 times on the 10. So 2 months, so you'll have a maxed out 7-star Magna Guard in like 5 months. You don't need to farm him. Obviously Tebow, there you go. So there you go. That's what you get from 500,000 ally points. And at some point in the next couple, I'm gonna have to take a little time off. At some point in the next couple weeks, I'm gonna come back and do it on my main account. And we will see what I get in there as well. Let's go ahead and open it. Boom! Let's spend a little bit. Let's get some bayonets. We'll get some security scanners. That's all. I don't like buying the 720 stuff. That goes through my currency real fast. So, okay, guys. Oh! Almost same as yours, yeah. Is what the max? I don't know what you're asking, man. Alright, guys, this was fun. I had a good time. I had really good conversations. Obviously, it took a lot longer than I thought. I thought I'd probably be able to do both of them by now, but I can only do one, so we'll do the other account here in the coming weeks. And have another conversation about life, and hopefully we can avoid a war. And guys, thanks for popping on. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the support. This has been a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the time together. I'm so glad we had this time together. Hey, old guys, name that show. Anyway, in the meantime, have fun out there. I'll see you tomorrow night for Skywalker Saga, or Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. I'll be playing through A New Hope, and no, don't get me started about. Anyway, all right. So, hey guys, always remember, Newt's too good.